Well, good day, footy fans, and welcome to a new look Park 9 for round 2 of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. On field, a great match awaits between two powerhouse clubs, both recent premiers, both finishing top 3 last year. But it is off-field that makes this broadcast special, for after years of struggle and sweat, the Redmen have their new club rooms, a castle fit for a prince. Bringing this special day to you are live stream sponsors, the Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Neomorph Mothguards, Sportal Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, Bianco and New Balance, Farmers Leap Winery, Dartfish, Sports Interactive and the Mosley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, we'll give you every minute of the official launch and then a pretty good footy game, Prince Alfred Old Collegians against the Goodwood Saints. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. Yes, g'day footy fans. Welcome to Park 9, a new look Park 9. Coming up, we'll give you every minute of the opening launch. But right now, we're in the media centre here, the Filming Footy Media Centre. Phil Herden with Tommy Javor. TJ, welcome back to, I believe, this oval also has a Tommy Javor pocket.
They all do, Phil. Most certainly does. And there's a pretty good reserves game going on at the moment. But what about the game today? PAC and Goodwood, I don't want to steal all your analytics that you do, mate, but this will be an absolute sensational game. An opening of the new building today.
Yeah, look, you can see there shots coming up shortly. It looks magnificent. We're going to go deep inside. There's going to be some heavy hitters. John Kernahan, the CEO of the league. There you go. There's your look. John Kernahan, the league. Just the premier, just dropping by. I mean, he's had the ultimate sports trifecta, hasn't he? The Gather Round 2 weeks ago, the Live Golf last week, and now he comes to Park 9 and shares a footy game with us this week.
Us common folk down at the grassroots level. Great to see him, though, Mr. Malinauskas. I didn't know Mr. Kernahan was coming. All the dignitaries are here, but big shout out to the residents too that delayed the building of this establishment for the last 10 years. They must be thrilled, but it is wonderful. Phil, I went for a quick walk through there. It's a who's who of PAC. Of course, as an ex-teacher at PAC, did a bit of specialist sports teaching there. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces and smiling faces on a beautiful day for football.
Is there a club, a school or a ground that you don't have a connection with?
I guess didn't have many down south, so I went and bought a holiday house down there, so a bit of anonymity. And oh dearie me, there was a little malfunction at the junction on the ground, and he's down, and going to be an interesting game on the field. We'll have plenty of off the field very shortly. Yeah. As soon as we see someone come to the podium, we'll cross to that very quickly. But the game itself, this was last year's prelim finalists. You thought it would be a great prelim final. Turned out in the end to be pretty one-sided. PAC rising up from 5th to the grand final, and Goodwood surprisingly knocked out pretty easily in straight sets last year. Obviously I was at Glenunga last year, so I got to see that rise of PAC as they... Okay, let's go live to inside the new facilities here at Park 9. Or maybe not. The joy of live streaming. Sorry, Tommy.
But I tell you what, there's a nice little backdrop there. All the sponsors getting a plug. Just saying, last year I saw PAC in what would be the first semi. They took care of Goodwood by 4 points, but they looked to me like they had their faux shizzle, and we tipped them the following week against Goodwood, and they did take care of them. Just falling short by 4 goals against Port District, who were the best team last year. But I think this PAC list is deadly and ready to explode.
Yeah, 13 players from last year's prelim final side for Prince. There's only 9 from the Goodwood Saints. And of course, you look at that midfield of Prince Alfred. You've been doing some research with that. It's probably the most potent and powerful in the entire Adelaide Footy League.
I'll go as far as saying they haven't won anything yet today, but it's on paper probably the best midfield I've seen in Amateur League or Adelaide Footy League in the history. Let's just have a quick look at it, mate. I've seen the starting midfield today, and we'll talk about the on-ballers. Andrew Bradley, Glenelg Premiership captain a couple of years ago, and then a couple of AFL players named Jolly and Trengrove, who just tend to go all right. Jolly, probably the best kicker of football in the Adelaide Footy League. The best midfield I ever saw was in 98. I came up against Port District in Div 1, and that had guys like Angos, David Brown and Rowan Smith, and I was standing Mark Tyler. He was the full forward, I was the fullback for Walkerville, and they won by a lot.
As tends to happen.
That midfield usage, if you win the midfield, you tend to win the game, don't you?
Yeah, that's the way it's done. That's why the big medals and prizes go to the midfield.
Yep.
Conditions today, we had a pretty old belt of rain earlier this morning. It has softened the ground up considerably. It's got a little bit of mud just out in the middle.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
Not too many times of the year. Get to around 6 or 7, there's a lot of mud in the middle of this ground generally. I always enjoy the PAC boys who I'm sort of friends with, their Facebook posts, and they're all covered in mud. But it is very moist underfoot, a bit spongy even, because there was heavy rains or precipitation last night, Phil. But actually great conditions. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a breeze favouring either end. Looking out on, I think, is that Bundy's Road or whatever. It is a picturesque day, and geez, I wish I was young again and playing footy, mate. I'd love to be out there.
Indeed. One of 5 games across the Adelaide Footy League today. Some of the other ones, Old Ignatians and Port District, 2 teams that lost by differing margins. Old Ignatians by a fair whack, at Port District by just a little bit, starting their premiership defence. That's at Karen Rolton. Any expertise? Did you put a prediction on this one during the week?
I did my tips and did the Div 1 review and wrap for all games. So in this game here, I've tipped PAC. We don't do margins, do we?
Oh, no, not for this game. We're talking Old Ignatians, Port District.
Port District will beat them like a red-headed stepchild. It's a professional wrestling saying.
Okay.
We won't use that one again.
No, we won't.
Port District will get revenge for round 18.
Well, that's right, because Old Iggy's beat them. And
yep.
I mean, it wasn't really Port District who wanted revenge on that. It's Ross Trevor,
yeah.
Old Collegians, that want to have a say about that one.
Tough titty, said the kitty. They're in Div 2 now, and they're 0-1, Ross Trevor.
So want to take care of business in your games.
Port District obviously got beaten late last week in what could be, is an upset when Div 2 beats the Div 1 Premier. And I just think they will win by probably 10 goals plus.
We saw the Brighton Bombers, but before we talk about the Brighton Bombers, do you have a final reserve score there, TJ?
Yes, it's Goodwood Saints getting the chocolates. 9 goals 13 to PAC. 7 goals 13, a 2-goal win there to the boys from Goodwood.
Okay, let's go. I think we're about to go. Yes, let's go inside the club rooms. We're about to head to the opening launch.
Thank you so much for attending. My name is Tim Hall. I am the co-chair of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club. I've been involved in this project for the better part of 8 years. I am so relieved and I am so thankful of everyone in this room that contributed to this journey. I can't name you all, but I think we all know what's happened to get us to this place, and we are thrilled with the outcome. First, some apologies. Minister Katrine Hildyard, Minister of Rec and Sport, couldn't make it today. I've got a bloke called Pete Malmalsis to come in, so it's okay. Dr. Jane Lomax Smith, the Lord of the City of Adelaide, couldn't make it, and Steve Gorganis, the MMF for Adelaide. Now, this facility, as you all know, we know it as Park 9, but it's officially named Bundy's Paddock, Tidlanga, Park 9. Now, the paddock was named after William Bundy, the first Lord Mayor of Adelaide. but Te Langa recognises the connection to this land of the Kaurna people. And I'd like to welcome Uncle Moogie to provide a welcome to country. Uncle Moogie.
Thank you, Tim. Before I do the welcome to country, I'd like to invite our ancestors here to be with us. My ancestors, your ancestors, wherever you come from. Invite them here to be with you, to look after you, to be at the activities that's here, to look after the children. Walkandi. Rikai. Rumai. Talko. Ngari pakinamuta na ngari pangari leon gana yun ngari pakinamuta na ngari pangari leon gana yun ngari pakinamuta na ngari pangari leon gana yun ngari pakinamuta na ngari pangari leon gana yun. Ring on the under, 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 ring on the under. Living on the under, living on the under, living on the under. Ngari pakai motor tu luar di Banggai, apa ngari pakai motor luar di Banggai. What I said. My language, I asked the ancestors from the border to come and sit down in the land of the Kaurna people. The song was to welcome you and your ancestors here to this land. The words at the end, and that's asking them to take away any negative energy that attaches itself to us as we walk across the land, as we travel from different areas. Negative energy's got a habit of attaching itself to us. So we're asking them to take that away. So when you come here, or when you live in this land, the negative energy won't bother you. Your ancestors will be there to ask it to go away. Thank you very much, and thank you for asking me to come.
Uncle Moogie is going to do a smoking ceremony outside. Turn off the alarms and alerts here. So Uncle Moogie, I invite you outside. And I think everything is over there, so thank you.
What did I say? Powerful tools people use all over the world.
Thank you. We whilst these new curtains are very invidious job. Just a phrase, great cities have great parklands, and the Prince Alfred College community is so thrilled to be given the opportunity to develop this facility for a vastly improved experience of visitors to play. There's play space behind us, the City Council play space, and the sporting facilities in front of us. Those visitors to this facility include clubs from the Adelaide Footy League from all over Adelaide, including Goodwood Saints, who are here today. So thank you to Scotty, Jordan, the new chairperson, and Andrew, the football director, coming along and being part of our day-to-day. So you've been through it recently, so you understand what we've been through. I'd like to invite John Kernahan, the CEO of the league, to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Tim, and welcome. I won't be long, as much that I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk about the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club and their journey through my eyes in the last 10 years, in that they've gone from being a football club that just wanted to play footy. Over the journey, they have become not only an example, ironically with the Goodwood Saints Football Club, but ironically an example where they do everything right off the field. It translates to doing everything right on the field, and there's no coincidence that their rise up to being a Division 1 powerhouse is on the back of doing everything right off the field. And I think if I could single some out, I'll firstly to Tim, I've seen the ebbs and flows of his frustration of this particular project, and make no mistake, that hair is dyed, it was grey. Jim Parkinson, and when I talk about the football club becoming a non-compliant football club, or a club that at very least paid scant regard to compliance, to now being one of our clubs that does everything right, I would have to credit Jim Parkinson and Michael Siciliano. Thanks, Jim, well done. Where they are as a football club is also best demonstrated in the current day challenges as the Adelaide Footy League, in that where we have a couple of clubs, particularly in this demographic, that are struggling to put their third and fourth team on the park every Saturday, they are easily putting their fifth team on the park, to the point that there are some missing out on a game. Now, some people have to miss out on a game, not everyone gets a prize, or at least most of this generation would understand the notion of not everyone gets a prize, but congratulations, that the mere fact that you are a stable football club on and off the field is a credit to a lot of hard work, and you are a valued member of our league and a poster boy that I can refer to as to how clubs can become a really valued member of our league. To the project at hand, there's going to be plenty said. as a self-proclaimed humanitarian, I have a significant concern about where the tinea from the hut next door is going to be rehoused. It's a magnificent... the football clubs are football clubs, and they don't seem to change from one club to the next. And everyone's got their own way of running their football club, and Prince Alfred Old Collegians will continue to do that. I will take this opportunity also to thank Peter Malinauskas, our Premier, and his departments, who have been a tremendous support to not only sport and community in general, but more specifically to the Adelaide Footy League in providing the resources or funding for these facilities. Peter's obviously here in the heartland of his voting constituency, I might add. Well done, Peter. And we, as a football league, we take a great deal of comfort that we have a sympathetic ear or an ear that we can speak to and provide an avenue for the other clubs to allow this to be used as a benchmark as we go forward. That's it for me. Thanks very much for the invitation. Chairman Hockney, fantastic for you as well. As a wider community, I'm also, my wife and I are also lucky enough, our son goes to Prince's, and we can't think as parents a better place for him to, a community to be part of, and of course a football club, if that's the way he wants to go in the future. Thanks very much.
Thank you, John. I've never been more a poster boy in my life. Now this facility is to be officially opened by Mr. Richard Hockney, Chair of the Prince Alfred College Council and our Premier. But before I introduce the Premier, Richard chairs the council, is a member of the Footy Club and Cricket Club, chairs Cricket Club, done a magnificent job, so and a very good connection with political influence. So thank you so much for your help in this whole process. Thank you, Dick.
Thanks, Hawley. How are we going for time?
Yeah, terrible.
We're terrible, right? Great. So on behalf of the College Council, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this magnificent new Park 9 pavilion. And talking of tinea, I actually made the comment that it is so good to have this new pavilion. The last time I had a shower in that old one, I was electrocuted. So this is pretty special. I'd like to acknowledge the support of the following members of our community who are in attendance today, and there are quite a few, so please bear with me. But firstly, the Premier, the Honourable Peter Malinauskas, MP, thank you so much for being here today and wearing a Prince Alfred College Old Collegians tie. Lovely of you to leave your beloved blacks to attend this very important event. Thank you very much. David Roberts, Headmaster of Prince Alfred College. You can put your hands up when I mention you. Members of the College Council, David McGowan, Deputy Chair. David Sanders, I think I saw David here. He's the Treasurer, so he's the most important person in the room. And Nigel Bean, who chairs Infrastructure and chaired the Park 9 working group, which oversaw every aspect of this building project. Nigel's over there. Thank you so much, Nigel. David Hinchcliffe's here as well. He is he's a member of the Park 9 working group and the Infrastructure Committee. Peter Duffield, Craig Nichols, Jason Goff, Matthew Kildare, all part of the working group and the Infrastructure Committees. Thank you so much. I should say there are past chairs here. Ben Tidswell, I saw Ben, and Bill Johnson, who's just arrived. Bill, it's wonderful to see you here. Put your hand up, Bill. Bill's been a part of the college and the club for so long. Thank you. Andrew Sullivan, President of the Old Scholars, and the immediate past President Alan Letcher. And Alan was also on the Park 9 working group. Thank you, Alan. Nick Hurd, President of the Foundation. We've talked about Tim Hall and Jim Parkinson, Michael Siciliano. I will say about Tim, where's Tim? Tim is having a... So Tim has been an ambassador and champion for this facility over the past 8 years. He couldn't believe me when I said it was 8. We reckon it's actually 10. He's had so much vision and incredible resilience. He is a living example of the school's motto, Fac Forte e Padere, do brave deeds and endure. So please, everyone, Tim Hall. to the major donors who have generously supported. They're on the board over there, and the ones above the line really supported. 139 donors. 139 donors, which is amazing. It just shows the strength of our community. John Kernahan, a new parent, that's why he was speaking. Thank you, John. Representatives of Walkerville Juniors Footy Club, Jim Fairweather. I saw Jim here, over there, and Matt Hobby. The former Deputy Lord Mayor, Natasha Milani's here. Thank you, Natasha. And representatives from Chapel Builders, including the Chairman, Jim Whiting, and the manager, Matt Sanders. His name tag's spelt wrongly, so it threw me. But thanks, Matt. Matt's put this all together. He's done a brilliant job. Let's hear it from Matt. I would also like to acknowledge the generous support from the state government's infrastructure projects grant program. Premier, please pass on our sincere thanks. So it's been amazing to see the PAC community and the broader Adelaide community come together around this important project. I believe that this has been a genuine partnership with Council and the state government, and a demonstration of how we can best maximise parklands facilities for the benefit of the whole community. The Park 9 Pavilion is now a symbol of a positive impact we can make when we work together towards a common goal. PAC has been a tenant of Park 9 for over 30 years, and we are very proud of the way we present the Oval as witnessed today. Do not underestimate the importance of Park 9 for the PAC community and the broader Adelaide community. Despite some noise from a small minority, we have consistently received overwhelming support from a large number of people outside of PAC. And my favourite, and I quote this all the time, Tim Hall, and my favourite, was a letter that we received from Rose Cullen, the resident of number 1 McKinnon Parade. And I quote Rose, I've taken this down a bit. PAOC maintains the Oval in excellent condition, and we are the ones who enjoy it on a daily basis. And the Oval is beautifully maintained by the present tenants. Hundreds of young people use it constantly, which encourages teamship, mateship, and a healthy lifestyle. And that is what we are all about. As we enter the new footy season, we are confident that the new pavilion will serve as a hub for our athletes and a source of pride for our community. However, it will also provide top-class facilities for visitors, including Walkerville Junior Football, Seymour Girls AFL, School Sport SA, Glenunga Cricket Club, and the SANFL umpire training. And crucially, for those who used to use the old toilets over there that were extremely unpleasant and indeed dangerous, the brand new clean and safe toilet facilities will be available to the many users of the playground and tennis courts, as well as passing joggers and walkers. This facility is a legacy that we can all be proud of, and one that will continue to benefit generations to come. I would like to thank all those who contributed to this project. The architects, Design Inc., Chapel Builders I mentioned, our incredible donors, working groups, volunteers, and everyone else involved in making this dream a reality. Your dedication and vision has brought us to this point, and we are deeply grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dick. Much appreciated. Now, I'm the substitute timekeeper for the A grade, so Premier, no pressure at all. No, Goodie Saints have covered us, so we're good to go. You might hear a few sirens going off in a minute, but we'll wait and see. Our Premier is a self-confessed football tragic, and as part of the promotion for the recent hugely successful gather around, which congratulations, it was a brilliant thing to do for the state, and well done for another 3 years. In the paper we read an article about the Premier's football career, and he's declared one of his greatest football moments was kicking 8 goals against our footy club when playing for University Black C8 team, known as the Scum. Factual? Absolutely. Don't tell us about 8 goals. But I understand you have a rather unorthodox double-handed drop style of kicking.
Everybody's laughing if one is said.
So maybe do your son a favour. Have a chat to Dave Robertson in a minute or so and get him through the football program at PAC and he'll be fine. So on behalf of our club especially, thank you for the contribution to this facility and ask you to say a few words and then we'll have the official opening after that. So thank you, Peter.
Thanks very much, Tim, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, one and all. Can I thank Uncle Moogie for his welcome to country as always. Curtis, thanks for your welcome. Good to see you've given up on your Adelaide Uni tradition quite quickly there, Kingy. That won't be forgotten. Hold your bowlies in a couple of weeks' time when I've got something to do with it. To David Roberts, Richard Hockney, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, I know how much work goes into pulling off a feat like this. This project, I well recall around about, someone might help me out, 7 or 8 years ago had a degree of controversy. And I thought that controversy did not represent the best interests of our community writ large or our city writ large. Let me say this, what we witness happening today and week in, week out on parklands facilities such as Park 9 is people using our parklands in a wholly healthy way. Communities coming together, teaching young people the most important lessons in life. And that's what our parklands should be all about. And to the extent that this fantastic new building brings that to life, all who have had something to do with it should be very, very proud indeed. Finally, Park 9 has got a building that does justice to the extraordinary moments of brilliance that we have seen on field here over the years, whether it be a Will Darwood bursting out a centre half back and showing his ex-SNFL flair, or even Jack Trengove bursting out of the midfield with that extraordinary ability to be able to keep his feet and show electric skills, or whether it be indeed a tall, skinny Lithuanian with calves that would look disproportionately too small on the legs of a stork, kicking 8 goals straight, mind you, on the 25th of June 2016 on the Division C5 clash. These will be talked about for years to come. But this facility is a dramatic improvement on what I remember next door. In fact, I remember that day amongst a few here at Park 9 being in the visitors' change rooms and then thinking about how small and quaint they were, to put it politely, but then walking into the home grounds change rooms and it was about 5 times the size. So I suspect the home ground advantage might be heated flooring this time rather than just the size of the facility. But this is magnificent. It is magnificent. The other thing I'll say is this. There's something about footy that is different. Like, I love the archery club in the parklands, whether it be archery, petanque, netball, all these things are worthy of a place. But there's something about our national game. There's something about our Indigenous sport to this amazing patch of earth that we're lucky enough to call home. Because the thing about footy that I think stands it differently to other codes is that there's a place on the field for absolutely everyone. You can be tall and skinny and have a position for you. You can be small and rotund and have a position for you. You can be a boy or a girl. You can have any level of talent. You can have a strange long last name, or one that's been here for a couple of 100 years, or even 40,000 years, and there's a position.
Well, there's something you don't do every day, and that's cut over the top of the Premier of South Australia. But we're here for the football, and the siren's about to go. Goody Saints, Prince Alfred Old Collegians. You're with Tommy Javor.
And up they go, the big men fly. Both players, and umpire finds a free very early for the Goodwood player. No, the PAC. It's one of those ones, Phil, nobody knew who the free kick was for. And the first foray into attack, I think it's Jolly, goes along. Ground level, PAC, they mean business straight away. We've got a new building, it's open, and first blood. Oscar Clark goes bang. Beautiful front and centre position there, Phil Hurton.
Well, that was brilliant, Jordan. I mean, look, if you're a ruckman, you're always looking for someone to hand off for the kick. And if you've got Hayden Jolly in your lineup to kick for you, why wouldn't you? Yeah,
the best kick in Adelaide Footy League. We've already talked about it, mate. And come on, Goodwood. Don't let him run around the back.
And just to let you know, I'm not sure if we're going to cut to the opening or not. Okay,
no. They've cut to us. They've cut to us.
There you go.
There's the opening.
Is
Hold on, Mr. Malinauskas. I'll cover the footy, you cover the ribbon.
Okay.
Well done there by the PAC ruckman. Ball at ground level. Good pressure there. Secondary ball up. Of course, the PAC ruckman is Jordan Neal, the real deal.
Ever feel like you need to be cloned?
Yes. And Jordan Neal gets the tap. Comes down to Goodwood though. Sharked at ground level. Well done. Handball out wide. That looks like Louis Whitelock, but I haven't seen his number yet. It was Kane Cornish, as a matter of fact. Ball at ground level, bobbing around. Phil, you've got a better angle than me. You can take that one.
All righty. Well, it's a hot footy on the half-forward flank. We are deep in the pocket, so we're going to have a little bit of depth perception issues for anything down the North Adelaide. What do we call that? The Oban end, the North Adelaide end?
Melbourne Street end?
The Melbourne Street end. That's a good one. I like that one. And the... what do we call the other one? The zoo
archery end.
The archery end, exactly right. Thank you, Tom. I know that you'd know this place.
No, it's North Adelaide, mate.
It's going to be Oscar Clark, the goal kicker. This time he puts it inside forward 50. Pick up by Kane Cornish. He kicks it out to the outer side towards Hackney Road, and it's in the hands of Tommy Anderson.
He can play that boy. He gets the linking handballs. They go down to half forward. Their first genuine forward attack on the flank, and the umpire says the player was held. He points one way, points the other way. Disco fever, but it is a Goodwood ball. And again, player not entirely sure it's his free kick. Looks like Angus Rana down there. They are a long way away. Phil gives me the thumbs up. Says, well done, Javor. Your eyes are good in daytime.
Yeah, better
Rana,
than mine.
55 metres out and probably a bit too far out. He'll probably look to set this one up at the Melbourne Street end, Phil. And he does, to about 25 metres out. Dangerous position, hot spot. Goodwood in front. Perhaps could have taken the mark, but looks like PAC should clear. Ball at ground level, though. Well roved. Oh, the inside-out reverse Malachi does not work for Serene.
Comes out now in the direction of Kane Cornish. He quickly rebounds for the Saints. Good athletic stretch and catch by Campbell Wildman. Couple of milestones today. Wanted to mention 50 games for Kane Cornish and for Nick Favretto for the Goody Saints. And on debut, number 15 for PAC. Keep your eye out for him. Or PAOC, Matthew Mazzini.
As PAC come forward, meaningful, but again, Kane Cornish was his third touch early. He's been good, the boy in the orange boots. Hopefully there's only one. Goes out to the man in the purple and blue get up, and that, of course, is Tommy Anderson playing on the outer side. He'll get plenty of the ball today, Tommy Anderson. Lovely looking kick, and again, possession maintained by Goodwood. Phil with the powerful binoculars. Who we got out there?
No idea.
Okay, thank you, Phil. And his kick is untimely to the half-forward line.
It was Ryan Gray.
Oh, speaking of poor kicks, fortune favours the brave, as Matt Damon says, and they'll clear to the near side, and it is all PAC. Campbell Wildman again. He'll look to half-forward, lead-up player. No, nice little chip ball. Give it to the coach. That's always a good move. Craig Pitt with his first effective disposal. He's at half-forward, about 75 metres out.
Captain on captain.
Yes,
coach on captain, don't say that too often.
Looks to his old mate from the Bays, Andrew Bradley, former captain of his. Braddle, probably 60 metres out. If he's having a shot, he'll set it up. Disciplined play, horrible looking kick, but playing in front. And at ground level again, it's all PAC. They hit the ground running at pace. That's number 18. We know who that is, don't we? Lachlan McNamara. And that's the second goal to PAC. It's PAC. 2 straight goals, 12. Goodwood Saints yet to score.
I'll tell you what, that's 2 pretty good forward crumbs. Oscar Clark in the opening minute. So quick they haven't even cut the ribbon yet.
Quicker than a hiccup.
That's going to be famous. And Lockie McNamara. So PAC, the old Collegians looking very clean at ground level.
We didn't get your tip, Phil, before the game. We got mine. I don't know how that happens, but now you're going to go PAC.
Yeah, no, it was... When I look at 13 returnees from last year, Goody Saints just 9.
Yep.
And that midfield, how can you go against the home team on a big day for them?
Yep, Bradley Jolly Trengove in there, along with the big fella, and he gets first blood straight down. Is that Trengove at ground level? That's Bradley. Bradley releases Wildman, the wild man from 50. Old player just slips what he probably needed to keep his feet there, and Goodwood will clear right in front of our commentary box there. Phil Hurton.
Halsbar's kick into a bit of traffic. Hot footy by the boundary line. Hand pass over the head by Larson, only as far as Halsbar of the Goody Saints. He sends his team forward, who's at ground level. Rana is there to receive the hand pass if it comes to him. It doesn't. It ends up with Mason Lynch. Experienced player back to Dykesman. Dykesman has some space for a bounce. Interesting in the sort of soft surface. It did come off for him. Now they're mucking around with it. Back to Heitman. High kick for Heitman. Got no idea how far out from goal it is, but it's aerial ping pong, and Prince Alfred eventually clear, only as as far, though, as Tommy Lynch.
Yes, Tom Lynch. There's a lot of Tom Lynches in football. Here's another one. He's right in the guts of Park 9 here. Beautifully here for the grand opening today, but he wants to spoil the party. He goes along to half forward. Goodwood playing in front. Really good contested mark there. It's strong football there from Angus Rana. Rana goes to the teeth of goals, but it's all PAC there in the form of Luke Macaulay.
Macaulay heads out to, well, I'm going to call that the Oban pocket. Now, just checking that's not a TJ pocket.
No, it's right in front of us.
Name. Excellent. Campbell Wildman on to Jolly. Actually, Jolly had an opponent. Something you don't often see.
Yeah.
He's able to create some interference, but they're working it forward well. The red men into the pocket, and of course you say they're working it forward well. What happens instantaneously? Out of bounds, on the fall, Goodwood Saints ball as the Oban bus tracks on past.
Yeah, Mitch Larson had his opponent. He's on the lead up, but the kick was like an inside-out torpedo type kick, and it'll come back to half-back where Goodwood will relieve the pressure.
You can see really good crowd in today at Park 9 celebrating the new facilities, and a home opener as well for Prince Alfred Old Collegians today.
PAC, of course, coming off the 27-point win over rivals Spock last week, and Goodwood narrow winners over Sacred Heart as the ball's at ground level, and the umpire says, nope, I'll give a free kick to PAC.
Chance for them. So we had that goal in the opening stanza. We are at the moment on the Sportal scoreboard, unless I've missed one. It's 2 straight 12 to Prince Alfred Old Collegians. Goody Saints yet to score. They're taking the scenic route via Melbourne Street, virtually the red men, but it ends up Wildby's having a lot of touches. He might be high up in our odds. We'll see how that plays out as we go a bit from the game. Into forward 50. Who's at ground level?
Gone.
Lockie McNamara was thinking 2 goals in 5 minutes, but in the end a good tackle to the Saints. They relieve some pressure.
They come out to the wing side where the ball's competed. Phil, I've lost vision, so you're on, mate.
That's okay. Around the corner it was Alex Schiller. Didn't miss much, TJ. I think that's a kick around the body. That's probably last possession. Last disposal rule it is.
Yeah, so those type of kicks don't work anymore. You can't just kiss it down the line and let it go out. Yeah.
That's it.
You may leave yourself opened up, but they'll probably have to go long down the line here and look for that man, Hugo Kelly. Kelly does get to the ball at ground level, but beautiful release. How is those hands? Beautiful running shot from your man. He's just about best on ground early and saw it's Campbell Wildman coming from half back. But let's talk about the setup play. That was Trengrove at ground level, was it? Just the weight of the handball, the release, the frontal handball just absolutely cut Goodwood to pieces, and that kid can play.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he might have a future. No, look, we should mention our prizes as well. New Balance Best on Ground gets the $100 New Balance voucher and a Dartfish beanie. Drake Trengrove, well, look, I think he's got a store of Dartfish beanies over the last 2 seasons. Now, of course, the play of the day, we've had a couple of nice goals already from the Redmen. The Neomoth mouthguards, secure custom fit protection and unbeatable comfort. The Moseley Bar and Kitchen, the Team Player Award, looking after your mates. This is the one everybody wants to win, $100 Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher. And then, of course, coming into play this year, TJ's Special.
Yes, the TJ Special Award, the award that some want to win as Trengrove at ground level after another centre clearance from PAC. This is where they're dangerous. If it hits ground level, PAC are sharking beautifully. Again at ground level, they've got burst possession. Better pressure from Goodwood. And for me, it does bobble out and they should relieve the pressure, but it's all PAC there. They take possession 40 out. Snap around the corner. It's high, it's wide, it's bobbed up like a cork in the ocean, Phil. It is ultimately. Did he get a hand to it? No, he didn't. It's going to be a Goodwood ball.
Goodwood ball from the, what I call the Hackney Hotel pocket, or you could say the old Channel 10, Channel 7 pocket. Used to have the HQ across the road there. Jesse Johnson, one of the new Sainters in there. His kick only his father is Chris Curran.
Chris Curran, yeah.
Another former Sandford League player.
Was he also a captain of Glenelg?
Possibly. Oscar Clark at ground level. Wasn't a premiership captain though, because that was Bradley in 2019. The Bays
beat Port.
Flag and Reese. Yes, they did. Kept the Tommy out of AFL hands. Well done, Glenelg.
Tommy the trophy, not Tommy the Javor.
Yep. Often confused.
There's Thomas Seymour Hill Cup, the most coveted and best looking football trophy in the land. Yep. It's been on tour recently with the AFL Cups. It's done the rounds around South Australia. PAC, they're in full control here. Just to Curran, he's a bit like last week, a distributor of the ball, a beautiful player. The Goodwood players leave it for each other, and maybe a bit of high contact there. And the umpire says, Javor, you don't miss a beat. I'm going to give a free kick to that man, Mason Ellis.
So it has been all Prince Alfred on the Sportal scoreboard, 2-1-13. Goodwood Saints have had some forward 50 entries, but nothing that's troubled the goal umpires yet. They're going to take a scenic route again via Melbourne Street, but they've got a target. Is that
Serena?
No, it's
Serene.
Arena Serene. He's gone deep into the pocket where there are a couple of flyers, and it would be taken over the boundary line in front of a couple of... Well, I wonder how old those gum trees are.
That's a free kick, I think, Phil.
Oh, no, you're quite
paid the mark.
Your eyes are spectacular at ATG. Now, this is Will Clark, not to be confused with the Red Men's Oscar Clark.
I can tell you this, Phil. I've never kicked a goal from this pocket.
Okay. I reckon not many have. It looks like a pretty square on kind of pocket from here, but we are at the other end of the ground pretty much.
They did warm up from that end, Goodwood, so you never know.
Comes in with
Will Clark.
He's given it a burl. It's going to cross the face of goal. Can Goodwood score? Yes, they can. They're on the board with one behind. Prince Alfred 2-1-13 on the Sportal scoreboard.
PAC here, and this is the Tony Neal obsession, the kickouts, and I talked about it a lot. They've shut them down though. A couple of release handballs does get them to half back though, uncontested. Again, a third chain of handballs, and all of a sudden they go bang. They're down to half forward, and the ball is in the hands of Jack Trengove. He goes inboard. Nice looking kick, just absolutely laces out Andrew Bradley. Bradley gives it off. Nice release kick. And Hugo Munn works his way to the front. He had to, look, it is what it is. I see it, I call it. Got one in the back, got the free kick. He'll line up around about 18.5 metres out, the man on the marker B. So he'll probably kick from about 25, Phil, and this shouldn't cause him too many problems or whatsoever.
How was that transition, though?
Yeah. 3 uncontested handballs, get it in the hands of Trengove.
I mean, that's Sandford quality transition from a couple of Sandford players.
Yeah.
And now the chance to finish and really put a bit of a cushion in this scoreboard.
There is a bit of a pattern, which I'll talk about after this shot for goal, on the higher ranked teams of Division 1. We'll come back to that in a sec. As Munn lines up. Oh, he celebrates like he's just won the thongs from Tom Javor. It's his first. Hugo Kelly's first. It is PAC's fourth, and they've already got that 4-goal lead that I said I think they'll have by the end of the game, Phil Herden. The pattern, Phil, that I've noticed, there seems to be a real strong link or connection between the top-end clubs and a league team. For PAC, it's Glenelg. Obviously, it starts with Pitt. For Port Districts, it's probably Port. It's absolutely, definitely...
Or the Eagles.
Or the Eagles, yep, but both being Eagles zone now. Yep. For Glenunga, it's clearly Sturt, and when Payneham were a powerhouse and a Division 1 premier, it was Nord.
Nord Seagrave.
The Nord Seagrave. Well, that's what I'm saying... PAC starting like the Glenelg D grade.
And Goody Saints have had a reasonable flow of Westies players through time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And even some South.
Correct, yes. Yeah, Trent Mills especially.
And his friends, yes.
Yeah, brought a few with him.
Yes, a few medalists. So ball spills. Charlie Pridham with his first touch. Also a former Glenelg junior and Westies junior. Talented young player. Ball comes out, good tackle there, but they release the handball. Well done. That's Andrew Bradley that gets in the chain. They go long down the line. Phil Herden.
Yeah, Halsbauer got a fist to it to try and stop that. He's got the job on Craig Pitt at the moment. So as I said, captain versus coach. Of course, the Redmen have Tom Humphreys and Lachlan McNamara as their co-captains. So there's 3 leaders out on the field. I wonder which one gets the right to talk to the umpire at the breaks. But anyway, Jaden Jolly comes in and lays a tackle.
If I can give him some advice.
You get tackled by Hayden Jolly, you stay.
Yes. Some advice would probably be don't talk to the umpires at the breaks would be my advice. Not a lot of good comes of it.
Good advice.
Yes.
I will give you the umpires actually shortly because we did have a rather rushed start if you've just joined us.
2 weeks in a row, your analytics got destroyed, Phil. I can't believe it. All the work you do is Halsbauer clears out the release handball out the back for Goodwood. They look up. They've got time to set up. But it's a triangle of woe there. And unfortunately, that triangle is all red, and they should clear. They come in board. They take a risky kick, but it comes off again. They player leading to the ball here. He should get in the chain is Oscar Clark, but they go back the other way. Good tackle, good pressure, better pressure by Goodwood there. Mark at full back, but the ground certainly has opened up and they've got players everywhere.
Oh, not wrong.
Oh, he's done himself a mischief there. Ball's gone straight through, but plenty of time to clean up, and I think that might be Jolly on the other side. You've just reminded me I've got binoculars. He comes inboard with a kick that's risky for the rest of us, but not for him. And again, they just work together, just back and forth, side to side at the moment, Phil Herden. I can't see down in that pocket.
Well, pretty much Prince Alfred have covered every inch of Goodwood's defensive 50 from one side to the other and back again. Momentarily, Kane Cornish got his hands on the footy and was held up. So you say our umpires, field umpires Mark Hill, Paul Smitherin, the goal umpires boundary umpires Alex McKenzie, Brett Heritage, goal umpires the veteran Chris Adey and the youngster James Turner, who I was reliably informed by field umpire Mark Hill. Third year as a goal umpire. He's 13. Yeah,
doing a good job. Hasn't made a mistake yet. And the pitchers are telling their own story with repeat stoppage. And Goodwood needed a little bit of this as we just see the score go up. And it is 24-1 indeed. A 23-point lead. It's been all PAC early. These two teams, Phil, I'm not sure if the stat got on the air or not. 9 of the last 18 premierships between them. They have been the measuring sticks of Division 1.
And round 1 winners, and one of them will be equal top come tonight. At the moment, you'd like it if you were backing the Redmen, as we all did. Some pre-game, some a little bit into the game. But hey, that's live streaming, isn't it? The kick for Trangrove, he marks, he's got a runner, decides to hold up play. Assess the options on the centre wing on the Hackney Road side. Oh, look at that kick. Me. Oh my goodness, there's a red man with bad BO because there was no Goodwood Saints within a K of him. Hot footy in the pocket. Saints have it. They're roaming around that boundary line. Cornish, who I'm sure was up in the other forward pocket about 30 seconds ago. He spots up Jacob Heitman. And the Saints, if I was them, I'll just slow it down a tad for the moment. Keep the footy off of Prince Alfred.
Really well done by Tom Lynch in defence there. Worked back to create the extra number and actually won the ground ball, which they haven't won much of in the first quarter, off of hands in their forward line. So the ball, good mark there taken by PAC. The ball seems to be sort of... PAC have got time to work it out of their back line, but when they take it in, they're taking it in with fury and they're looking dangerous every time they enter their 50. And this guy is 60 metres out on his own, Mitch Wicks. Oh, he's a bit of shades of Nigel No Friends out there. There's absolutely no one near him, and now a player goes toward him. That's Charlie Pridham, but that'll create the overlap handball to Wildman. Wildman looks inboard. A couple of PAC players confuse each other as the big fella from Goodwood lumbers after it, makes a contest to Heitman. Heitman now looks to relieve to the outer side. It's being chased down by Joachim, not Phoenix, Daniel Joachim. PAC player gets the ball, pressure applied, umpire swarming, and he says, "That's it, I'm swarming." You know what's going to happen. That's holding the chutney, my friend.
Well, maybe.
No, he signalled holding the ball. I was watching the umpire. Okay. Yep. No, Daniel Joachim's ball at deep half back there for Goodwood Saints.
He can put that one in the scrapbook. I tackled an AFL captain and won a free kick.
Pinged him, yep.
Joachim now. So Goodwood Saints have at least stopped the flow of goals for the moment. Just the one behind, though, will be the problem. It's going to be, I think, Goodwood Saints ball. Oh, no, it's going to
he's pointed to PAC, but all the players ran forward of the play, Phil, so I can understand how you were...
Because you sort of look at different things when
patterns,
you're getting off the pack. I think this is Trengove. His kick, worm burner inside forward 50. Goodwood Saints defence has tightened up just a tad, but here's the centering kick. Who's got best position? Big thumb from behind by Thomas Carlson.
Great handball by Pridham.
And off to Whitelock, and the Goodwood Saints are away.
Yeah. Oh, just enough pressure there on the player. Tommy Anderson dropped the ball, but he'll go back and he'll have a kick. Umpire's paid it. Looks inboard. Good cover on the mark there, just cutting off the angles. And they're not giving that 45 kick up PAC. They're very disciplined in their structure, and they're going to make them spread from one side to the other. Beautiful looking kick there. That was Connor Fairley, and Fairley finds his Goodwood teammate, who escapes me. He goes inboard to Lynch. Nice build up here from Goodwood, looking better down the line. Good hit up kick. It might be Holzbauer, is it? No, it's that man Serene. He's been active early, Serene. Goes inboard, looking for that one final connection piece, and they don't quite get it. And the ball was absolutely smashed. That'd make Ben Dixon happy on the bounce.
Neal given the golden fist.
The golden fist, that's what it's called. Bang!
Yeah, that one almost ended up down the O-bar.
They're saying that's the second best football show on television, Phil Heard.
The second best?
Yeah, sure.
Of course, so there'll be a certain show with yourself and Tony Neal taking the number one ranking.
Outstanding rap on the week as PAC go forward. Not about us, let's talk about the game and the opening. And but we'll talk about us a little bit. As
we will later.
They do look dangerous at ground level, don't they? They look a little bit superior when the ball's on the ground and certainly roving from the high ball.
Well, let's just say, want to keep up with the Adelaide Footy League, and look, it's a huge league, a lot to keep up with. The Adelaide Footy League Facebook page would be your best bet. Plenty of competitions, raps, and of course the only official show of the Adelaide Footy League between the posts out each Wednesday night.
Beautifully done, Phil Hurden, as the ball just comes at ground level. Are we on tic-tac at all?
Tic-tac?
Oh, TikTok.
Which one, the peppermint or the musk?
What about Instaface or MyGram or all the other ones? Anyway, let's follow the play here as it's all PAC. Jolly at ground level,
My pipe?
Yeah, be interesting to see the free kick down here. They've had a couple of good ones, PA, so they'll be happy with it early, I'll say that much, but they're first to the ball, so that can happen. Jolly inboard, cute little chiseler, as some might say, gives it to Pitt. Pitt goes to Teal to the hot spot. 3-on-1 though, should be all good with beautiful mark. Didn't he have some hop, some elevation there? That was Jesse Johnson, double J.
Yeah, he goes out to the outer side. Daniel Kim, who has to a little bit of gamesmanship. You come and get the footy. No, I'll pass it to you. No, you come and get it.
That's average bloke stuff, that is. It's 2023. We've got to be better than that.
I mean, they can't beat each other up anymore. They got to.
Doesn't he have to come back to the 9 a lot quicker than that? No, am I?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, and that's fair enough. I mean, I had time to say it and think it. And
I mean, I'm just thinking, there's rules at a slight difference, and then there's interpretations of said rules at different levels. And I think Adelaide Footy League lets it go a little bit more, as Fairley's found Ryan Gray.
Yeah, Ryan Gray with his first effective touch, and it's a good one. No, it's not. He's shown too much air to it there, and he's given Mitch Larson every opportunity to swing on the left, and he looked like he looked for the Goodwood Saints player, if you ask me, but just in the Trengrove area, and Trengrove can turn... he can turn chicken poop into chicken salad real quick. But it is Goodwood now, clearing down to half forward, looking very good. But again, the PAC defence just so well set up and structured. That third man coming across feels just eating it for breakfast.
Yeah, they're mopping it up and with skill delivering it. Goody Saints have tightened up the defence. They've been a while since we've had a goal.
Campbell Wildman is in 60 metres of space. I'm not sure what is going on.
That's about the third or fourth time a PAC player has been left unattended. I'm not sure if Goodwood are playing some sort of a zone or doubling up or loose man or something, but it's giving the Princes some easy ways to get inside 50. This is Lou Whitelock, who runs to the van, makes sure he's on the camera, unleashes a long kick.
Former captain. Premiership captain.
He'd be probably the most veteran Saints player there now, I would suggest.
Yep.
Look at this. Hayden Jolly now in space.
Pritchard to Jolly it was, yeah. Jolly will come inboard, feigns, and then just hits up another loose player.
He does that. It just looks so laconic.
Yeah. Eddie Charlton. And nice hit up. Beautiful hit up. Lead up at the player. And Jaden Davis gives it back to Jolly. Why wouldn't you? Jolly goes to Pitt. Just a touch low. And the ball bobbles. But Munn picks it up. Pridham. Good speed. Good clearance. Tommy Javor, Football Factory graduate. Well done, Charlie Pridham. I taught him that. No, I didn't. As that should set up Goodwood to have a meaningful forward forte. But again, down the line, he's done well there. I think that was Ellis, yep. Ellis goes long, but again, it's all PAC. And look at the lineup of 3 players out on this side. I'm not sure the camera's going to get it.
Literally, this is work rate, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting clear. And Wildman, it's got to be his 10th touch. You don't want to overstate things, but that is just he's dominant at the moment. And the overlap handball starts. Good kick. Here he is, that man. It is Jaden Davis, former Glenelg Junior captain. Goes inboard with a beautiful left foot kick. Puts it to Trengrove's advantage. He's got an overlap player running, almost waltzing through, 30 metres out, directly in front, and that was just far too easy.
Just the way they transition the ball. I mean, it's wonderful to watch. It's high skill. As we're just waiting for the
turn around.
Yep.
Great to see all the PAC fellas getting around to young Jaden Davis, a 19-year-old boy from the Bays. Is it number 12 that kicked the goal?
I think it might be. We'll give it to them because who's going to disagree with us?
Luke McCauley. Well done, Luke McCauley. Yeah, fantastic to see Jaden Davis. Just a good sense to hit that left foot out in front of Trengrove. You don't always have to lace it out, Phil Hurden. Yep. Just put it to the advantage player of a player of that quality, and well, he's gonna make hay while the sun shines, and the sun is shining at beautiful Park 9 here today.
I reckon we've gone about 25, 26 minutes.
I reckon we've gone 25 minutes and 3 seconds, Phil.
Oh, we got the clock. Fair enough. Here I was trying to work it out all out manually. But Goody Saints, can they get a goal on the board before quarter time? They need something because at the moment this is severe one-way traffic. Anderson with the high kick towards the top of the square. A decent bounce might produce something, and in the end...
I think he's pinged him, has he? He has. It's Good tackle, good pressure.
Yeah, okay. Well, here's Goodwood's chance. It's going to be...
That scoreboard is an illusion. They're not on 500 goals. It's 5 straight goals to 1 point.
Okay, the player is... Oh, he can't play on there.
Oh.
This is Clark, Will Clark. I reckon had one from the boundary line before. This is a lot closer. This is going to require his best banana.
It's going to require a 1980s drop punt. Oh, he's going to go the checky, isn't he?
Banana. Oh, sorry, check side. Of course you're right. And he did very well. If he actually tried to do that, he'd never do it in 100 kicks.
He hits the post.
Hitting the post.
And at quarter time, not that long a quarter there, but it was all PAC. 5 straight goals, 30. Goodwood, 2 points. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, Phil Hurton?
Yeah, look, it's one-way traffic. As expected, the Redmen, their midfield's been brilliant. Their defensive transition, their work rate, everything that you thought PAC at their best would be, we're seeing it, at least in the first quarter. Goodwood have got some soul-searching to do.
Yeah, I was shocked that they only got up by 27 points last week. I said I thought they'd win by 10 goals. So it's just such a great list. I guess this game's far from over, but there's similar signs to last week, Phil, as I think we're going to take a little break at quarter time.
You're watching the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome Jason Goods.
Thanks Tony, nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And welcome back. Quarter time at the New Look Park 9. You're with Phil Hurd and Tommy Javor. It was one-way traffic for the Redmen of Prince Alfred Old Collegians. They are 5-1-31. Goody Saints 2 behinds. TJ, you've got some goal scorers.
Sure do. Nothing to write home about for Goodwood, but for Prince Alfred, it's all singles to Oscar Clark, Luke McCauley, Lachlan McNamara, Hugo Kelly and Campbell Wildman. Best on ground in the first quarter for mine.
Of course, Best on Ground will receive the New Balance Best on Ground voucher and the iconic Divefish beanie, and they'll be interviewed by TJ post-match. Won't that be special?
Will they?
Yes, they will.
Because we don't have a boundary rider
We
today.
don't have a boundary rider. You're it, Sunshine.
Okay.
There's also the Nearmouth Mouth Guard, secure custom fit for the play of the day. Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Award, look after your mates, $100 Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher. And of course the special TJ Award for the Archie's footwear. We do give 3, 2, 1 where we announce between the posts, and the player of the year this year, the Roll the Dice Racing player of the year picks up a 5% share in a horse. Value minimum $7,500.
Let's just have a look at the midfield. We've talked about the plenty about the PAC midfield. Let's have a look at the Goodwood midfield. How are they going to get it back in there? It's Nick Favoretto.
He's no slouch.
No, he's very, very good. Oh, they've just shut the door. That is so much better now. And unfortunately, every other player has their back to me, so I can't tell you who else. But they are up against Jolly, Bradley, and it looks like Pitt to me. In ruck, we've got the big man, Jordan Neal. They need to arrest the centre dominance, Goodwood. Will it start with this tap as the big men fly? Looks like PAC have won the tap down, and it is. They do. We'll get the first centre clearance, and Heitman pushes it forward, ground level. Goodwood, great play to start, but strong mark. No, ball spills to ground. Goodwood looking hungry in the early stage of this second. A spinneroonie there from number 4. That is James Ridgewell. Pushes it down to the forward pocket. But again, it's that man. He bought his own ball today, Campbell Wildman. As he goes along, makes it someone else's problem. Great pressure there from it. Looks like it was Kane Cornish. He was pretty handy in the first half. I had him down as Goodwood's best player.
Yep.
And we'll have a throw in about 30 metres out from the Goodwood goal.
Nothing else. He covered a lot of territory. We caught him deep in the back pocket, deep up forward. It's up forward for Goodwood, looking for their first goal of the contest. We saw Prince Alfred score a goal within really the first minute down this end. No breeze to speak of. It's not like there's a gale heading to the right of screen, which is where Goodwood are kicking to. Going to be a free. Might be Cornish again, I think. He tries to pop it up looking for Gray, but he's got 2 Redmond to beat. They escort it over the boundary line. Will be a throw in. No score. Early days of the second quarter. Just one quick score. Port District 2-2-14. Old Ignatians 1-1-7. Up there at Karen Rolton.
It's Goodwood. They win the tap there through Cleland. Cleland ground level though. Good tackle after PAC take possession. And it is interesting to note Goodwood do have some big tall timber. They've got Angus Rana there, just sitting 20 metres out from goal, and the big man Cleland in ruck. So you'd hope they get some of that ascendancy back. Ball at ground level, great position, good roving, quick snap there by Goodwood, but just the 1 point there as they kick their 3rd point of the day. And at the end of the day, Phil, it seems one-sided, but it is 6 scoring shots to 4. So, yeah, not as bad as we first might have thought. Jolly will take the kick out. Now, they should have been awake, as Tony Neal says. Don't let him run out. They do. They put a bit of pressure on. Beautiful 55-metre kick. Straight to a couple of PAC players. Ball spills at ground level. And Charlie Pridham escorts it over the line. Touched. No last possession. We'll have a ball in 60 metres around, right in front of our commentary box. Phil Hurden.
Alex McKenzie, the boundary umpire, sets, goes woof, and puts the ball back into action. I'll give that tap to Neil.
Not sure he went woof. He more went pfft. Didn't go a long way.
Holzbauer has it. Bit of a juke and jive. Finds an open fairly. Goodwood Saints looking a little bit more lively is the best way I can describe it. Through some hands. Good mop up though from the Redmond. It goes from Mazzini on debut onto Chris Curran, and this is where they're dangerous. And they got the ball in transition. There's Wildman, who seems to link up TJ in every defensive play. This time he's off target. Favoretto to send the Saints back.
Yeah, Goodwood here. They need to hit a target here, a connecting target. The first one, they go inboard. They should do that. They do that well. And Tommy Anderson, not too bad in the first quarter either. He goes out wide, not gaining a lot of ground, but gaining possession. Holzbauer on the burst. Pridham from 45 on the left there. Awkward little kick and a great smother there. Brilliant play there by Macaulay, and that should allow the clearance to Trengrove, the running machine. They link up, ends up in the hands of Oscar Clark. Again, gives it back to Trengrove. He says, keep running, Mr. Trengrove, just like your sister. Well done. She's a marathon runner.
Yes.
To Andrew Bradley. Andrew Bradley swings. They'll go across the board. When they've got possession, Phil, they look in total control. That man Wildman goes this way, that way, inboard, outboard, goes long, but it's all Goodwood back there, and they should rush it through. And they may have taken a mark. They
getting some mark.
Yeah, good mark there. I'll get on the binoculars, Phil, and hand over.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So we don't need binoculars for that. I need the Hubble telescope. It's about as far away from us as we can get. It is in Goodwood Saints' hands. The kick out towards the back pocket. Oh, nice grab by Chris Curran, who from memory as the Bays was a pretty dour defender, enjoying time a little bit further upfield. Crosses over to Lockie Charlton, or Eddie as TJ likes to call, in memory of what was it, the Pot Black snooker
world champion, yep.
Back in the day.
Yes, and it's in the hands of McNamara now. He's probably too far out to score. Looks like he's about 55 metres out to me. He plenty of movement in the forward line though, and he just puts it up and says, "Oh, we'll let you boys have a jump at it." And a big jump there comes from Hugo Kelly. Hugo Munn plays for Centrals, doesn't he?
I think so.
Did a clinic with him yesterday, so yes. There you go. Can't be in two places at once, and just the minor score there to PAC.
They go to 5-2, margin back out to a flat 5 goals now. A long kick out from Goodwood. It's already at centre wing. Everyone has to race back to try and track it down.
And just a pattern of play I'm picking up, Phil. You'll notice you talked about Curran being up there and being released. He is actually still playing as the deep defender. He just works so hard and they press up so far. He's getting on the end of that chain and being the last man distributing the ball. But he now pushes back as the deepest defender as Serene just drops behind him. So he'll keep an eye on him. He'll play 10 metres off and up him, and he'll try and cut off the next forward foray.
Yeah, they've worked it way back deep to Connor Fairley. They're trying the Prince's trick, except there's actually Prince's players. Umpire keeps the whistle like they want to bring it back, but I'm not quite sure what that was about. It is Goodwood. Umpire is still saying bring it back. You can sort of tell by the tone of the whistle sometimes.
Yep.
Connor Fairley. No, I mean, yeah, we're just mucking around with it on this wing at the moment. In front of all the marquees. It's like...
Someone's down behind play.
Someone's got whistleitis. But no, there is an injured player down there. I think that's probably why it was called.
And it's a yellow card.
Yeah. 14, Connor Fairley is the down saint.
Well, he was checking on him. So. Now, yellow card, that's 10 minutes, can be replaced. Is that correct?
Yep. Not sure. Of course, it's right next to the interchange bench. So we're not sure who's been yellow carded. Thankfully, Fairley is up. It remains Goodwood Saints ball. Just a little bit of time for Fairley to come off.
May have been Mitch Larson, but I'm not 100% sure. Or Hugo Munn.
Okay, I think
Hugo Kelly, for goodness sake of all.
I can see Larson out there.
Okay. So I'm suggesting that it was Hugo Kelly.
Okay, well, I'm looking around for a 20. I don't see one straight away. This Jordan Neal with the fairly big thump. Run on by Dykesman. Holes back, quick hand pass, trying to get into some space to Heitman. Under pressure are the Saints. Through Neal. Quick hands, Bradley. Curran, the two Tigers, ex-Tigers team.
Oh, Trengrove gets collared.
And Ellis says thank you very much. Now Goodwood inside 50. 40 metres out. And did pretty well there, the Goodwood player. Caught hiding the ball was great. Looks like he'd escaped, but...
How's Trengrove? He was implanted into the ground 70 metres over there. Now he's behind the player.
Work rate's astonishing as Mitchell Teeley takes off for Princes.
Yeah, it's they've still got control, PAC. Goodwood, to say they need the next goal is an understatement. And again, Bradley, his hands are just elite. To Jolly, his foot's elite. He hits up. Good pressure there by Goodwood. They create the turnover through pressure and they release. This time maybe they'll come out to the near side. It looks like they've got a player to link up. They do. It's Favoretto. Favoretto, good pressure again on the spot, but he follows up with a good tackle. A savage cocoon of terror. And the ball spills out. Umpire says play on. Now the umpire finds a free kick for holding on.
Well, there's another flattened Goody Saints player. They're feeling some pain at the moment. It ends up with Cam Pritchard. To Jolly. Now to Tom Humphries, kicking to the Melbourne Street ends, found a target.
And he will line up around about 35. It's Lockie McNamara. He'll line up about 35 to 40 metres out directly in front, and he is a beautiful kick of the footy. It's Jaden Davis. It's the juice, my boy, from the Footy Factory. How did I get that wrong? Now, he is a beautiful left foot kick. Let me just jinx him and get him to hook this one out in the fold.
I think that's enough to jinx him.
Yeah, former captain of the Glenelg. All through his junior years. Distance certainly won't be a problem. Confidence not a problem on this young man. 19-year-old wearing number 19. Deliberate approach, head over the ball. Look at the strike of that. And that has gone over the goal umpire's hat, all of 50 metres, and that is his first, and Prince Alfred 6. It's Prince Alfred 6 goals, 137, and I think we've got them down, we've got Goodwood down for 4 points, haven't we, Phil?
Let's have a quick glance.
It is Goodwood, 3 points. Trust the screen, Javor, trust the screen.
6-1 to 3 points. I mean, it's just ever growing. And again, some good transition. This time they found a target, and Davis, his, I think, first goal for the season.
They kicked 3 last week, so it'd be his 4th for the season.
4th for the season, thank you. Glad someone noted that down.
Yeah, really great to see the young man doing so well.
I'm just wondering where the goal for Goodwood's going to come from at the moment. Or if this game's already done and dusted. I mean, so much time to go. But it is chalk and cheese out here currently.
Well, with one can come two, mate. They just need to get that first one. Just break that duck and you never know.
I mean, they were jumped by Sacred Heart last week, Goodwood Saints, but then got back into it with I think a 5 or 6 goal second quarter.
Yep. And I think our stream is going live into the brand new club rooms at PAC, so we hope you're enjoying it in there. And thanks for watching and listening. Fox Footy rules. Apparently the producer's in there. So as it's a high ball to half forward, running under the ball there, the Goodwood player might have been serene, but good follow up there. They've got it here, Phil. Here's their chance, their big chance. It goes down to full forward, but not a favourable kick. Good body work there shown by Ryan Gray, but he escorts the ball, but it is touch, so it will be a throw in and not a free kick to PAC.
Yep, very important. You got that touch. That's the whole domain. I mean, I like the rule. I do like the rule.
Straightens the game up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and even if it means less boundary throw-ins and chance to do a clear crossover, but it does keep the play moving and less stoppages.
Potentially allows for a higher score.
And it also takes away the whole subjectness of the deliberate out of bounds. Either it is or it isn't.
Which gets people very frustrated. Nice little reverse backhand there from Goodwood, but no one there. Didn't alert others to his plan. Release handball inboard, snap around the body, and again, just weighted numbers there. Able to tie up his opponent. And then come over the top was Mitch Wicks. As they come to the near side, Andrew Bradley, another man. He's probably on about possession number 15 at the moment. He'll look inboard. Beautiful looking drop pump. Puts his mate under pressure. Bang! If it was 1986, he'd be on a stretcher right now, but it's not, alas, thank God. But he's won a free kick, Jack Tringrove.
Well, we wait to see what happens with Connor Fairley, who was taken down, led to a yellow card, made his own way off with some assistance. We'll see whether he makes an appearance back again. Sits with Princes in the right pocket, kick smothered. Goodwood Saints with some numbers. Working it from Wakeham out to Heitman. Here they come down the outer wing. Hackney Road side. Inside 50, getting in the way there. That's
Chris Curran.
Chris Curran, my apologies.
Yep. Just sitting in front of his opponent, as we discussed, that pattern of play, and he's just able to pick him off. They come inboard. They do have a loose player out this side of the ground if they can get it, but they won't because that man, Mitchell Teal, is in the way, cutting off. And now they spread, and they are dangerous. They just spread, and they go to Chris Curran.
If it's not Tealy, it's Wildman. If it's not Wildman, it's Curran. They just read the inward kicks from Goodwood so well.
Yep, Mazzini now, and cute little kick, and he looks for and finds Slee. Slee goes down the ground to Trengrove. There's got to be more than one Jack Trengrove out there today. He's everywhere. I'm exhausted watching him. Yep. He goes inboard, and again, they're just able to work it away beautifully, take control of the ball. Mazzini. Just taking, it's hard to chase when you're chasing numbers like this all day. Wildman, he's having a day out, it's fair to say. He breaks the line, he goes down the line, but it's all Goodwood there, and that's just the one area maybe they need to tidy up, Phil, just that kick to half forward.
I reckon that might be Cleland, the big ruckman who's picked it up. It is the Hubble telescope pocket, at least from where we are situated. A few fans there under the light pole enjoying a little bit of sunshine. It's found up to be a pleasant afternoon in Adelaide. Probably still a hoodie day, but not much of a breeze. Get a bit of sunshine, bit of vitamin D. Kick forward, Goodwood Saints to no one in particular. Redmond have some numbers, and now they're off. This is Oscar Clark. Kick the first goal. It's around about the 50-metre arc now. Good pick up, back to Clark. Got a little bit of players to avoid. Finds the open. Pritchard sees an open goal. He was collected after disposal. It's going to be a mark anyway. Take your pick. It's going to be Prince's shot on goal from pretty much can't miss territory. Just got to see who won the raffle and we'll get the shot.
No, to be fair, as you said, he did take the mark, and it is Mitch Larson. So he will line up for his first, and I'm going to write it down. That's the commentator's curse for sure. And it's going to be their 7th. Goodwood yet to score a goal. And Phil, I can't help but notice there's a bit of desperation in your voice as Goodwood go through now. You're willing them to make a contest, because this is 2 weeks in a row. It was 96 points last week to Glenunga, and it's looking a similar margin this week. And I don't want to be the guy that feigns that excitement, because at the moment it's a one-sided contest where one team is incredibly well structured and organised. They're deliberate in their approach, and they're cutting Goodwood apart.
Well, mate, I grew up a Woodville supporter.
Okay.
The Woodville cheer squad.
That would have been tough. Ralphie Zip Zap Sewer, Malcolm Blight, Bobby Beecroft.
The only Woodville supporter in my 1,000-student high school. So I'm used to seeing games like this.
So you were a pecker?
I was a peckerhead, for sure, for a couple of years.
I wasn't going to go that far.
Then I became a warrior.
Yes, under Blighty. Of course, they knocked out Port in the 86
and we always
semi.
had the charge of 86.
Yeah. I was on the other side of that, but still always happy for the boys.
Got to hold up first banner in front of about 30,000 people, and I was hooked on footy. That was my moment where I was into footy, never to leave it.
We always talk about footy moments, that moment that catches you forever, and that's what I try and do, create those moments with kids. But it's Charlie Pridham down and full forward, but again in best position, PAC, and at ground level very strong, the debutant Mazzini. He clears to Charlton. Jana Hambles, Charlton gives it now to, it looks like a PAC player. I'll just go with that. Sanine at ground level. He's been quick, and they're out the back here. This will be their first if they can take the mark. That is amazing defence. Is that Chris Curran?
I reckon it is.
And he just clears, he runs, and he goes. It's not Curran, it's Slee. Yep. And now Curran might get on. No, Curran provides a shepherd. Great team play there. That could have been a Tommy Javor special, that one there. I like that.
I don't remember Mackenzie Slee. I mean, he was a good defender for North Adelaide. I don't remember doing him much of that. And, of course, Princes are missing Will Doward. Speaking of Doward defenders, he's been the Rock of Gibraltar for them for many years. Not in the squad this year, I think.
Yes, and they've got the ball here. It's Craig Pitt, the coach, taking his time. Stab pass. It's a really good pass, but great defensive work there from Goodwood. But they released the handball through Oscar Clark. Inside, outside, it's Favoretto, was it? No, so it was Larson. Favoretto. It was Larson, and marked on the last line of defence by Goodwood.
Yeah. I was expecting a good Princes win. I wasn't expecting it to be this dominant. I wasn't expecting Goodwood to have gone almost, at least 1.5 quarters and not put a major on the board yet.
Yeah, coming off their 4-point win over Sacred Heart. I've talked about the top 4 being clear-cut to me this year, and it keeps looking like it might be coming to fruition, my friend.
Okay, and who was your top 4?
Port District, Prince Alfred, Glenunga, and Tea Tree Gully.
Okay, so Goodwood, okay, well, based on round 1, that's absolutely bang on so far.
Oh well, Port District lost in round 1, but everyone gets one.
I'm not surprised. And Port District, because champion, you want to get the defending champions, get them early.
So round 1 by 3 points with a late goal. So
correct. Away from home.
Yep. And having not had their own oval for several weeks because of the copper scandal, the copper scandal of the Port.
Copper theft.
Yep.
Yeah, well, where have they been training during that time?
Rosewater. I spoke to their coach, Josh Ramsey, Rosewater, and wherever they can get it. So they haven't. Yep. It's been challenging for them as we see Andrew Bradley on the left foot down towards the pocket. A sway of people down there. It's Larson on the left foot, looks inboard. Nice looking kick, ground level again. It's PAC strong. Release handball to Trengrove. Trengrove just shows some candy, goes on his left rather than blast away, just looks for and finds a teammate in the pocket there who'll line up probably about 25 metres out. It's hard to tell from this vantage point, and it is Mitch Wicks.
I mean, he could have quite within his total rights to have blazed away there. But what Trengrove does, and Jolly does it as well, is he brings so many other players into the action.
Yeah, and that's why the Chris Curran, it's Lachlan McNamara, is it? Okay. So he's been in the midfield, he's been playing well, and he lines up, no problem whatsoever. It is straight through the middle. That is his second goal, and they are 7th, is it? Or 8th?
I got 8-1, 49 to 4 behinds.
At the 19-minute mark of the second quarter, it is getting ugly. A 39, and if you've taken Prince Alfred 1 to 39 on Buddy Bet, one of our great sponsors, I think you might be in strife, Phil.
You might might be in trouble. Yep, there looks to be how far Prince Alfred. The other games that are on in the Adelaide Footy League,
I like
Division 1. Well, I've only got one, and that was a quarter time update. Port District leading Old Ignatius by 7. The other games would love to get some scores from Brighton and St Peter's, Tea Tree Gully and Glenunga, 2 of your top 4, I might add, TJ. Sacred Heart and Broadview, Div 2 grand finalists meeting again. And, of course, here it's Prince Alfred all over the Goodwood Saints.
Yeah, all over them like a rash at the moment. But Goodwood will get the clearance here. It's a free kick in the centre. Long and direct would be my suggestion. Try something different. You haven't tried it a lot and looks like he's thinking about it. And they do. Long and direct. Let's get it down. Let's go back to Footy 101. And what do you know, Phil Hurden? Well, that's a mark to mine. What's the umpire looking at? Oh, the umpires do a wonderful job. I must say that.
Jake Leland just got up and
said, well, why?
TJ said it was a mark. Why didn't you give me a mark?
It's a mark every day of the week, mate. I'm not sure what the umpire saw. But anyway, we play on.
You do a lot of Auskick.
2 hands to it, I'll pay it. Yep. And they'll clear, will they? No, good pressure. Better pressure by Goodwood here. Is leading to the ball. It's Cornish. Inboard, outboard, but that pressure, that PAC pressure is strong. It was Macaulay applying the pressure. At ground level, great ground ball there. Ground ball get very good. As we see, he's back, Hugo Kelly. Definitely was him that got sent off. And he just cops a little one. Just Angus Rana just saying, hello, welcome back.
The question is, will Fairley be back for Goodwood? Haven't sighted him yet. Been, 10, 15 minutes since the incident?
I didn't see the incident, did you? No. I'm not sure, yeah.
We'll leave that to the powers that be.
Well, there's no point commenting on anything we didn't see, so.
Correct.
Yep. Good tackle. Oh. Well done not to dump him there and get himself a little holiday.
Kick in board. Over some heads. Coming back to meet at Lockie Charlton. He's got on his hammer and tack James Ridgewell. Charlton decided to take it on. That's
holding the ball
for me. I can't see why he didn't make connection. He dropped it. He was tackled. He was retarded. I think there's about 5 reasons I'd give that holding the ball.
And he did a circle as well. It's
yes, that was one of the 5.
If you make me make that decision 700 times, every single one of the 700, it's holding the chutney.
This is the problem you have when you have a one-sided game. You start critiquing the umpires.
Doing a wonderful job. Okay, ground level again. It's PAC just in the right position. It's Jolly. Jumps for some reason, unbeknownst to us, but does follow up with a tackle. And that's the little things. You can get lazy, but the discipline of PAC.
He might have got the call behind, leave it, so he did a fake tap.
Yes. As the ball goes up, one down by PAC, but at ground level it's Goodwood. The chance here. Ball bobbing around, but again, quick kick forward, and it's marked by PAC. Clearing for them will be, is it Chris Curran?
Oh, look, I've been getting this wrong all afternoon. I reckon it is. Yes, it is. So, okay, Chris Curran's got one of those with the blue-pink combination boots.
Goes along.
Something to identify with.
Jordan.
It's amazing how different players look, 1, when they change jumpers, 2, when they have a haircut.
Yes, and they would have had a haircut this week. They know they're on TV with the Stream team. Phil and Tom bringing it to you from Park 9.
I had a haircut this week, and I'm on every week.
What's that? How does that conversation go when you get to the barbers, mate? What do you actually say?
Well, firstly, I'm sorry I wasn't here 3 weeks ago. This is going to be an extra 20 minutes of work than you would have if I had turned up on time.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to the play.
Back to the play. We're waiting for something to happen for Goodwood. They're getting a few inside 50s. That's a high kick. No rain to be found through the hands of Curran, but Goodwood can't make any use of that as Tom Sumner. No, we haven't called a lot of today, but part of that pretty impressive defence. And there's the man again. Trengo brings Trengo Jolly. When you get those two in combination, you know something good's going to happen.
Good lead up mark there. Really well done. Really attacked the ball there. Goes out wide. Looks for Andrew Bradley, who just runs down. I'll get on the binoculars, mate. Looks like he's a bit far out to score. Goes in ball with a nice little kick. Hits up and finds his mate, his good friend, the coach, Craig Pitt, who is a very, very... No, sorry, it's not Craig Pitt. It is Lachlan Charlton. They look a bit alike, those two. That's what I'm going with. It's a believable story, so we'll stick with it. He is a long way out.
End down that end.
Yes, as the dogs are circling around Goodwood. I know she can hear all the dog barking on the audio. He runs in. He gives it a hoist. It's not spinning like a drop punt, but it'll do, will it? No, it just, because it didn't spin properly, Phil, it just lost its trajectory off the line, and it's 1 point to PAC. Probably a little bit early for handy points, but every little bit counts. That's what the old woman said when she weed in the ocean.
I mean, given this game looks 46-point margin heading towards half-time, my rule is if you're up 40 points with 40 minutes of game time left, you've got it won. We're not near that as yet.
The old Lee Matthews point-a-minute theory.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's that 20-minute mark of the third quarter. If you're up by 40 points, you generally do not lose.
Lou Whitelock out the back just to release that beautiful left foot kick, but again, it's all PAC. It's Mitchell Teal. How are we saying that? Tealy? All right, thank you, mate. He's looking around, waiting for something to present themselves. He's just going to go long down the line. Just control play, but good play in front there by the Goodwood player, the big fella there. That was Jesse Johnson. Ball spilling, bobbing around. I better get back on the binoculars. It's to the teeth of goals right out the front. Will it spill out the back in favour? And I think it's just rushed through there. It is by Goodwood as they now PAC take a 47-point lead. Phil, I know you only got a couple of minutes left in the second half. We're going to do a half-time wrap. Put your coach's hat on for Goodwood. What do they need to do here?
Find a small battle to win. And then build a foundation from there. And I think getting a goal would be a good start.
Yeah, and you can see that press up. The entire PAC team in their own front half. And Pridham here on the left looks for and does find a teammate in Dykesman. Dykesman best on ground for Goodwood last week. It's fair to say he's been a lot quieter today. He also just overcooks the kick. And that man Jolly, look, he doesn't look like the most mobile, but he certainly covers the ground very well, as many an ex-AFL player do. That is a horrible kick there. By credit where it's not due.
He looked up and there was a Saint in the goal square and he saw another player in the pocket and I think he thought that was a maroon, but it was actually a bit of red.
So I'll answer my own question here, Phil, in just a second as we give the half-time score, which is 8 goals 3, 51 to 4 points to Goodwood. That quarter saw 3 goals 2 to PAC and just 2 points to Goodwood. What I think they need to do is, and they did it once, they went long and direct down the guts. Just footy 101. They took the mark. The mark wasn't paid, unfortunately, but get some crummers around the ball and, look, maybe just go back to keeping it simple.
Yep. The goal scorers for Goodwood, there you have them. For Prince Alfred,
that was quite humorous.
Tuda McNamara, the odd one, TJ. Oscar Clark got the opener, Luke McCauley, Mitch Larson, Jaden Davis, Hugo Kelly and Campbell Wildman. Half-time here, we better come up with some more jokes. Could be a long second half. It's Prince Alfred 51, Goodwood 4. This is the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
But we're going to have. And welcome back. Not too far away from the start of the third quarter. Prince Alfred, the college. Well, 153, 154 years old. The old collegians started back in 1926, 96, 97 years old. The third oldest club in the Adelaide Footy League behind Adelaide University in Canada. The thing I love about Prince Alfred is when St. Peter's came in 1928, Prince is asked to be demoted, relegated to Div 2 just so they could play in the same division as their school rivals. It took until 2016, the 90th anniversary of the old collegians, for the Red Men to win their first A1 flag. They won a second back in 2021, of course, runners-up last year. Having a look at Prince Alfred in recent seasons. You can see Div 2 Premiers 2015, Div 1 in 2016, and then backed it up in 2021. Let's have a quick look at Goodwood. We're about 45 seconds away from the start of the third quarter. Or maybe we won't. Maybe best we don't. So some of those graphics we're looking to do pre-game. Of course, the opening launch went a little late. TJ's been amongst his fan club, out and about amongst the masses.
Mate, the who's who of PAC?
Yeah, so a couple of ex-senators.
Yes, Jim Parkinson out there, Peter Carter, Andrew Bradley's dad, the great Dave Bradley. Hello, hello. And it's time for the third quarter. That man, Phil Hurd, and get us going.
Alrighty. Well, it's 47 points. Not the only one-sided affair in the Adelaide Footy League Div 1. I've got some scores, TJ, which I'll relay shortly once there's some break in the action. But Princes are away and running. Here's the shot on goal. It's going to bounce to the right-hand side. Lockie McNamara was the one who had the shot. I thought for a sec that was going to be quicker than their goal in the first quarter that took all bar a minute. Goody Saints straight up the middle, as TJ has suggested. Go up the guts, says TJ.
Yes.
That's what Ryan Gray does, is we've got a plane coming in for landing, just coming in from that northeast pocket. It sits for Bradley initially, back to him now. Goodwood, they're running a bit of interference up forward, something we didn't see a lot of, and it's going to be a stoppage. Whilst there's a stoppage, let me tell you some halftime scores, TJ, very quickly. Port District 41, Old Ignatians 14, St. Peter's 63, Brighton 46, Sacred Heart 73, Broadview 16.
Yes, just sorry to interrupt, Phil, come back to you, but Mason Ellis with their first genuine, meaningful shot at goal early in the third. Phil Hurd.
And the battle between two others, unbeaten, Glenunga 55, Tea Tree Gully 20.
Wow.
That was a couple of minutes before half time. So
that is at Tea Tree Gully,
I'm struggling to find a close one.
Yep. Well, Mason Ellis is going to make this 6 points closer if he follows through, head over the ball, kicks long, it's high. It's real high. It might be over the post, and the goal umpire says, correct you of all those binos that are so powerful, you see the ball change direction. It has gone over the post, and Prince Alfred will relieve with a kick in.
Just to quickly update, so that Brighton scored as the Bombers in front of St. Peter's, 63-46. That is the close one, 17-point lead to Brighton. Speaking of black and gold, maybe a little bit of red and white, that's Goodwood playing a bit of defence because Prince Alfred are trying to get the ball forward. But at the moment, hey, Goodwood are winning. No, they're not. They're tied the quarter, one behind each. Early days. I'm trying to find small wins for Goodwood. Well, they won one there because they've got a centre clearance Favoretto. But, oh, my goodness, who put the mitts up there and took a lovely mark?
Looks like Pitt, but that might be McNamara because they do look alike. And they've found a free kick, and it's going to go to Angus Rana. Of course, the man I call Banana. Yeah. Banana Rana.
Banana Rana.
Not bad.
Yeah, look, keep them coming.
Great.
Could be a long second half.
We're going to come up with something if this doesn't get close. I told John Kernahan
if Goodwood don't get a goal.
Yeah, it is one-sided. Rana from a long way out. Puts it up. Pressure at the full back line there, and again, just rushed over for a point. Told John Kernahan to score at half-time. Obviously, he's very busy in there. He didn't believe me.
Well, so the scoreboard is a little bit hidden. You can't see it easily. It's in the pocket right next to us. So you could tell that PA would see the old collisions were dominating. You may not have quite appreciated that they held Goodwood goalless and still do.
Andrew Bradley in the back pocket. Speaking to Andrew Bradley's father, Dave, talked about how he's probably had 20 touches and how outstanding he's been. Told me he's slowly finding his feet.
Finding his feet, slowly. Well, Goodwood have kicked a goal. of sorts. They've got 6 behinds.
Thought you were having some sort of seizure there, Phil. But no, okay, I'll give you that one.
As I said, find small victories. Right now, is Prince Alfred in front of the interchange gates. They'll bring it in front of the commentary spot. Lob about 40 out.
Holzbauer does well. Holzbauer does well to spoil there. Oh, he's going to kick it on our roof.
I'm waiting for the third.
No, that is Connor Fairley. So Connor Fairley's back, which is great to see.
Yep.
But he may be concussed because he just kicked it straight into our roof.
Campbell Wildman. Another kick to add to his stats to the hotspot, 20 metres out. Duking, jiving, snapping is Jaden Davis.
Oh,
they're celebrating. He's got 2. And the party continues for the Redmen.
And in my Div 1 review this week, there's Jolly, there's Trengrove, there's Bradley, but there's no one else I'm more excited to watch play today than that man, Jaden Davis. And that's the kind of goal, Phil, that could win you the play of the day.
Oh, we need to sort that out. That's one of mine, because you've got to choose the best player and the art. You got a big job ahead of you, actually. Mm-hmm. You got to choose best team man.
You've got to find them all and interview them all. And
the TG got to
hope we're not on the same amount of money.
And I just got to do play of the day. Okay.
Yep. Camera pans on, so I'm glad I've just finished my ham sandwich from the beautiful charcuterie board in there. And the Olives are in big trouble after the game. I'll give you the hot tip, Phil Herden. And again, it's Bradley at the centre clearance. That strength in the hips allows him just to get out of the tackle, but he does lose his footing. Gives Goodwood an opportunity. They go down to the half-forward line in the best position, but again at ground level. Good contest this time, and a good tackle there by Wildman. And it should see a ball up on the half-forward flank for the Goodwood Saints.
Just the first edges of shadow starting to creep across Park 9 here from those gum trees in the northwestern pocket. Picking it up and kicking it towards the goals is Heitman. Gee, they've gone wide today, Goodwood, on many occasions. I mean, they have had a lot of play up forward in that pocket, and I just can't see how you're going to kick goals from that position.
I did say it's a pocket I've never kicked a goal from, and it's just not the way I'd be attacking the play. And
well, that makes 2 of us. I've never kicked a goal from that pocket either.
Bradley, deep in defence, looks inboard. He does that kick very, very well. Looks for and finds Pritchard. Pritchard now still deep in the attacking area.
And I'm watch Wildman.
Oh.
His work rate, he has sprinted. He has worked gut running to get across, create that play.
Release handball, looks for and finds the captain, Craig Pitt. They do it so well. They'll be running full ball, but they just lower the eyes and drop that kick into the 20-30 metre zone. Munn from deep, but good. Well done. Good strong play there, Tommy Lynch. Gets the ball, gives and gets. 1-2C. Now straight down the gullet, but it's all PAC. Jumping up and taking the mark there, and they will repel attack. Turn off defence into offence, and there's loose players, and they look for and find one. And he'll swing inboard. He looks for also and finds number 10 for PAC. That is, of course, Tom Humphreys, the bear. And he takes the mark 45 metres out. And he goes quickly as well, loose checking. And when the coach runs down in the forward pocket, you kick it to him every single time.
You better honour that hard work from the coach.
And yes, it was slow checking there. The slowest thing I've seen since the line-up at the canteen at half-time.
Yes. Didn't quite get served, unfortunately.
Because
team ran out extra early, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they haven't let up yet. The work rate from PAC in this third quarter is just as good as it's been in the first and second.
Craig Pitt looking for PAC's 10th and his first for the day from about 40 metres out on a slight angle. He's a beautiful kick of the football though, and it just goes across the face, does it? And it's marked in the field of play there, I reckon, by the big fella from Goodwood there. I think that's Cleland from memory. Yep. It is Cleland. Nice kick for a big fella. Looks for and finds Fairley. Can they build something now? Fairley. Again, short little chip. They've made all about 25 metres though, and they've pushed themselves across where PAC will press all 18 men across, set their zone up, and there's one player left. Luckily, they find him 30 metres out. Now the ground should open up for Goodwood. They can run, they can shake, they can bake. They go to Holzbauer right inside of us. They're still 25 metres out though. A lot of possessions, a little gain here. Holzbauer down the line. Player loose, good fly. Probably deserves a free kick there and gets one. James Ridgewell. Phil.
So Ridgewell has it. Assesses his options, goes back to defensive 50. Jesse Johnson. So Princes haven't touched it for about 90 seconds, and Goodwood have moved the ball all of about 25 metres back and forth.
While they do that, Phil, just quickly, I've just got a message from the real deal Tony Neal, calls himself the Cowboy for some reason these days.
Yep.
Just reporting into me as the man that built Glenunga. Glenunga's 7 goals 6 last week in the second quarter. Second quarter this week, 7 goals 2.
Wow.
They certainly put the foot on the throat at Tea Tree Gully.
35-point leaders over Tea Tree Gully close to half-time was the latest total score.
Yeah.
Other leaders, Port District by 27, Brighton by 17, and Sacred Heart over Broadview by about 10 goals. But
Wow. I did tip Sacred Heart, my friend.
Prince's
Happy with that.
a chance here.
Pitt.
Hand pass across for the hot spot. Beautiful lead, beautiful
Jaden
mark.
Davis.
That's how it's done. And here's Davis to have another crack.
The man we call Juice.
Looking for 3. What, you got 3 last week, you're telling me,
He did
TJ?
get 3 last week. He's to be the leading scorer on the ground. And again, Phil, just another great example that we talk about patterns of play. He's going full ball through the middle. I'm not sure who the player was. It might have been Wicks. Just lowers the eyes. Nice little 25-metre kick. If you're in front, laws of physics say it's very hard to stop. And Davis will kick from about 45 metres out, close enough to directly in front to not cause him too many problems. And if he could kick 45 metres when he was 13 years old, he can probably still kick it now. This shouldn't cause him too many problems at all.
Comes in now. Angle shouldn't be an issue. And he's dobbed it. And Prince Alfred, old collegians, have scored the first 10 goals of this football game.
And I think that one might be the sealer, mate. I'm calling it early.
It's going to go.
Interesting to note, we talk about, there's 5 parts of a kick. Your alignment, your momentum, your ball drop, your point of impact, and your follow through. That's the technical side of it, Phil. But that point of impact, poof, just that noise it makes when it comes off his boot, he's a beautiful kick of the football.
Something similar in baseball. You can often tell whether it's a home run just by the sound of the ball going off the bat. If it hits the top, it's got that little more poppy sound, but a solid crack, and you know it's going to go far. How far will Princes go this year? They're going to sit, if the scores hold, they and Glenunga will be 2 unbeaten teams. As it spills, a chance for Goodwood down in their pocket, but no. The defence has held up so well. They want to pitch a shutout, to go back to a baseball term, Prince. They're thinking, we just might be able to hold Goodwood goalless here.
Don't want to jinx it and get ahead of myself, Phil, but let's go back to the Christmas show. Do you remember who I picked in the grand final?
Christmas show. I think I remember. I don't remember much from the
Would it be
Christmas
the
show. Must have been a really good...
No, the actual show, the television show, not the party that we never had. And Glenunga and PAC, the lists make them look like the best team, and the on-field form is certainly supporting that notion.
Well, I'll have to look up when those two are getting together in the regular season.
And it takes some nuts to make those big calls. I know...
Well, you had to establish yourself, you see.
It's beautiful play. Good, fast-running play there by Holsbauer. He's been a staple for Goodwood over the years, but he kicks yet another point for Goodwood Saints. And look, if we're going to put some lipstick on this pig, let's talk about scoring shots. It's 14 scoring shots to 7, Phil.
Well, back in the 1890s, that would have been just fine.
Yeah, it'd be a goal and a half down, yeah.
Well, actually, no, it'd be 10-0 because they didn't count behind. They had behinds, but they weren't counted for a while.
It'd be even worse then.
Yeah, it'd be even worse. 10-0. 10-0 Princes.
Well, if it was juniors, it'd be mercy rule, 60-0, as we see.
Early shower.
Karen gives an outlet handball. Beautiful kick there. Looks for and finds Teal. How do you say it?
Tilly.
And Trengrove. Trengrove's been a bit quieter this quarter. He's only had the 6 touches. So he goes inboard, looks for a nest of reds, and it is Tommy Humphreys, the Bear, having a similar shot from where he had his last shot, which wasn't a major. No. So you'd think that this one he may eradicate the challenges he faced previously and stick it right on top of the old umpire's hat. And I say old, he's not old, but he's not the 13-year-old.
You almost get the feeling that, Prince is going, okay, who hasn't had a shot on goal yet? Or who hasn't got a goal yet? Right, we're going to kick it to you. Options galore.
I'm sure our Goodwood fans are absolutely thrilled to hear you say that, Phil.
I'm not telling him anything they're not seeing.
Comes in, deliberate approach again. Nice straight line. He does stick it right on top of the umpire's head. And have a look at him get around him. I'll tell you what, Humphrey B. Bear, he's quiet, but he is the man at the moment. And every single Goodwood, must be his birthday or something, every single Goodwood player has got around. Tom Humphreys, a very popular man at PAC.
What was the thing? A funny old bear is Humphrey.
He guts in all matters of strife. He leads a very... And we are seeing Humphrey V. Bear. That's how one side of this is. But let's not patronise Goodwood. They have won 7 of the last 15 premierships, and they've been the measuring stick. But today, is not their day.
Well, they're going to go away and
Lick
think
their
they've
wounds.
got some work to do.
What do you think, Phil?
I was just looking at what their schedule was coming.
They do walk away 1-1. So
Oh, they're not. What they're going to cop is a percentage hiding. It was a narrow win over Sacred Heart. So as is usual in round 2, there's going to be a group of 1-on-1 teams. And on this percentage at the moment, you would say that Goodwood are going to be at the bottom of that group.
Yep. Probably sitting somewhere around 7th, perhaps 8th. Good contest in the ruck, but at ground level it is PAC as they just make it someone else's problem. Great contest there by Goodwood. Couldn't quite make out who it was. It might have been Charlton. Ball pushes down. Lynch leads in the run over the line, and that should be touched, and the umpire does say touched. Let me bowl it in. I'll have a stat. I wouldn't mind some time with the stream team on the air. And the umpire's now going to go converse. He's called touch 6 times, and he's going to go over and say, are you sure it's touched? Yeah, well, that's why I kept signalling it. And the umpire says, you know what? Bowl it in.
Throw it in. Goodwood next week host Brighton, then travel to Tea Tree Gully and take on Glenunga. So that's 4 toughies in 5 weeks, I reckon. Or at least three of your top 4 in the first 5 weeks.
Yep. If you want to play finals, you're going to have to beat 1 or 2 of them throughout the year, and well, they haven't got the job done today. They do match up pretty well. They certainly did last year against Glenunga, so let's hope they're cut off beautifully, and that causes loose men in the forward line. Pitt's got time for think music. He just puts it in front of his mate Oscar Clark, who takes the mark as someone from the crowds yells for 50 when there's only a 25. It happens every single week. Sure. So it's only been a rule for about 25 years. A beautiful hit-up kick. Have a look at that. How do you stop that? It was like a dart running out from full forward. Yeah. Harder to miss than hit that one. And that man, Hugo Kelly, will line up 30 out, Phil.
I mean, some of the precision kicking, the Prince's highlight tape is already overflowing, and we've got a quarter and a half to go. Really is a case of, I mean, they are on track at the moment to put a 3-figure win over Goodwood Saints.
Well, if he kicks accurately here, it'll be 69 points. That would make Prince Alfred very happy. Long way back from the man on the mark. Probably made it a 35-metre kick rather than a 25-metre kick, but it is inaccurate.
Could have been the difference.
So now they just limp to a 64-point lead.
Yep.
Take some ground, mate, down the guts. Give it a rip. Get in there, Connor Fairley. He goes long. I think it might be the son of Dave Fairley. Goes long down the line, and it works. And now shake and bake time. They're off. Take it on. Good boy. Well done. And that opens up some space in the angles. And he's got a player who will tick lead towards him. He looks for him. He does. Tell you what, it's not that hard when you apply yourself. Will Clark, well done. Good play. Good mark. He'll swing around now onto his right. Umpire says play on, puts a bit of pressure on himself, goes into that dead pocket again. They take the mark. They'll have a shot 40 metres out.
How do you get a goal? Seriously. I understand one kick on the half-forward flank. I get that. How is Alex Schiller? I mean, is it our depth perception here? That looks like from here an incredibly tight angle.
Well, he's next to the boundary, Phil, so your analytics are spot on. It's a tough kick, all right. And as I said to you, I don't think it's the easy pocket to kick from. I mean, you don't see Prince Alfred going there. They'd be the ones that know. Runs out though. He might make a fool of us yet, but again, just straight across the face. Big pack flies, and is it a good mark taken there?
It's a Redmond mark.
Might have even been rushed through. It was rushed through for a point. Quick clearance, but at ground level, Goodwood here with a big chance.
No score. No flags waved.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, mark taken, and he's tackled to the ground. That can only be 25, and it is. Or as the gentleman next to me in the booth yells, 50. Give him 50. Yeah,
I know the rules. I've been watching AFL for 20 years.
Slee out of defence, Phil. Just a bad angle for me, but I think it was in the hands of Curran.
Bad angle for Goodwood. I have no idea why they keep going there. But anyway, it's easy in the booth.
Isn't it?
Princes, they're making it look easy as well. And they're going to go right through the middle. They've got a runner. They've got an extra runner if needed. Not needed. Kicked in the Davey direction. Got 2 to beat. Who's front and square? This occasion, I think that was Corner. She kicks it off the ground. This is how lucky Princes have been all day. But it's not luck. It's work rate. And this is Humphreys, who went with Serene. Standing start. Beat him to the ball by about 5 metres. This is Davey. The pick up. The kick around the body has missed.
The juice.
He's flirting with a fourth goal.
Made his opponent look pretty silly there. Probably shouldn't have been able to turn onto his left.
I've got at 11:6:72, Goodwood Saints 7 behinds. You're right. Not 1-1, 7 behinds.
Have a look at the smoke from the barbecue there, Phil. There, getting that ready for us. The big fellas are coming post-game. Charlie put him in the back pocket. Just shows a little bit too much of it there. Trengove back and forth. Good tackle. He's dropped the ball there, umpire. That's okay, though. And it's all Goodwood in the goal square. They'll take a mark. Now, they need to spread like PAC, and they try. And he kicks it out. Going to have to work here. Sanine, he certainly hasn't been their worst. He's had a go. Releases the handball to Lynch. Lynch at ground level's tackled. Oh!
That's...
Erring on the side of it. There's no remonstration. And unfortunately, I think he may have just knocked his head on the ground, has he?
I don't think there was too much wrong with the tackle. He was just happened to be going down at the time.
Yeah, he just shakes it off.
You can see that little scoreboard just... Oh, you can't see it.
It's just these days it is hard to tell, isn't it? It's such a fine line, Phil. But Rana in ruck.
Yeah.
Against Kelly. Kelly wins the tap. But at ground level, Pridham's certainly battled hard. He's had 10 or 15 touches. But that's great play every other year until now. And now that's a turnover free kick.
And you can just see in that shot, the scoreboard coming into view now. The Sportal scoreboard, 11-5, so it's 71. I'm out by a point to 7 behinds. Although I reckon we're right. I reckon that they might have an adjustment to make it three-quarter time. We'll see. Goodwood Saints are moving the ball. We better catch this. Don't want to miss this. As Housebow kicks it into space. Now it's a race. Cam Pritchard leads to it. Has time to pick up, go back. Oh, fumble. But again, Princes with numbers. It's like they've got an extra 3 players on the ground. I kid you not. They'll kick it out to some by the interchange gate where it's a 2-on-2 contest. Picked up by Humphreys. He puts a high kick up. Not sure if that's pretty much a sideways shot. Teely with the thump. Cornish. If you had to give a vote for Goodwood, it'd probably be in the mix. Now they charge through the middle. 1-on-1 mark inside 50. Can't be taken.
Pridham again.
Pridham, a little live wire kind of player, and he charges out of defence and finds a teammate in Dirksman.
Goodwood here in the middle of the ground. This is really the big chance. PA7 had a chance to flood back, and they've got players running through. They just need to use them and think their way through this. They do. Hit up kick, probably just a little bit skew whiff, and causes a spillage of the mark. Players stack on, umpire swans, but he says, I'll have it. 60 metres out from Goodwood's goal as the scoreboard reads 11-6 to 7. We can't say 7 straight points, but 7 crooked points.
7 wayward, exactly. Well, nothing but consistent.
Yep.
Okay, Bradley. Couple of quick hands and Prince Alfred kick into space. It's going to be a bit of a miss soccer, but again...
that summarises the game.
I mean,
he's had an airy and he got the ball.
He had an airy, but had the poise to not worry about it, just recover and get it back. Kick in board from Oscar Clark finds Jolly. Now, Jolly will do something good with it.
Bradley.
He's got options. Bradley, who's the runner? He's got another options. Kick inside 50, can pitch stretch, not this time. He does enough, though, to force a Goodwood fumble. They make a tackle, and umpire says holding the ball.
Just got a message in from my wife, Phil. Apparently you're sounding very good. I need to lift. So, thanks for watching, Katie. Big shout out. Thanks for dropping me off. Pick me up straight after the game.
You need a little time there, dude.
This one's fizzling. All right.
I mean, I'm just enjoying the afternoon, spending some time with you, TJ.
Bit of quality time.
And just watching, Prince Alfred deliver you'd be taking notes because they're delivering a football clinic.
They are very good. And friends today, enemies tomorrow, as North Adelaide take on the Eagles in the Super Match at Prospect Oval, 1:10 p.m. Just come up to the booth if you want some free tickets for that. I've literally got 200 to give away today. We are in the North Zone as it goes long and deep. Well done, worked across there, the Goodwood player in defence there, and he should get it. Just fumbles it, but well played all round. That was Jesse Johnson. Hasn't been their worst today. Looks inboard. Looks for and finds Heitman. Heitman's coming into the game just a little bit, but goes long, wide and handsome. And it's all Mazzini. And if it's his first A-grade game, mate, he's playing reasonably well.
He's looking right at home. Yeah, won't be able to go tomorrow, TJ. I've got to do the weekly wraps.
Of course you do.
Which will be on Facebook tomorrow afternoon. All the scores from the A-grade in the men's, and we also do one for the women's as well.
Charlton to Pritchard. Might be back to, I'm not sure who the running player is, but he looks forward down ground. Oh, great fly there from Oscar Clark. Yep, goes inboard Jolly. Watch the target here, even on the left. Ambition and capability is not confused by that man. Goes to Pitt. Pitt inboard to the hot spot. All red. It's all red. And Goodwood are dead. It is Jaden Davis, that man. It's getting ugly if it wasn't already. What I am going to be really interested to have a look at now, Dartfish. How good is the Dartfish analytics post-game? We're able to analyse, pick this out, pick the bones right out of this. Uncontested marks for Prince Alfred would have to be, well, I'm not going to say a number, but I'd say by tomorrow morning it'll be over 100.
Yeah, don't doubt you. They have moved the ball beautifully.
Yep. Precision, with military precision, as Jaden Davis. We've talked about how good his kicking is all day. He's due to make us pay, but it looks like he's kicked it and just snuck it in. The man we call Juice kicks his fourth, and PA sees to wealth.
Yeah, even the Redmen are struggling to get majorly excited about that. It wasn't running in to congratulate. It was sort of a semi-jog.
Now, Phil, I've got a big job today. I've got to pick awards that are worth significant amounts of value these days. They're really fantastic. Are you advising me that Jack Trengro's has enough beanies and that perhaps I might need to look elsewhere? Is that your advice, boss?
It has become a filming footy tradition that whenever we do a stream game with Jack Trengro, he takes home the beanie. So
he's only got one head.
I'm not. It is. You are the expert, the guru. It is ultimately your choice. I'm just saying, pick someone else.
Okay. Will do, and beautiful.
I'm sure Jack won't mind missing out on a beanie.
No, I'm not sure he's playing for the beanie. And that snuck up on us a 24-minute quarter there, but it is 78. Goodness. So what have we got there? Is that 12 goals, 6 to 7 points? And it has been a 4-goal, 3 to 3 point quarter, Phil, and without it's getting critical stages of Goodwood. They have to kick a goal just for a bit of humility in this.
Well, I mean, I don't have much on the records, but I can't recall in my 3-4 years involved with the Adelaide Footy League of a Division 1 A-grade side going through an entire game and not getting a sausage roll.
Yep, not a club like that. So I think we're getting the wind up here. Are we about to shoot to commercial break, are we, Hugo?
Yep.
Look at me working out how this works.
You're watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks, Tough Filming Footy.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And welcome back here to beautiful Park 9 on a day where things have been magnificent. If you're a Red Man, the opening ceremony of the brand new facilities featuring Peter Malinauskas, of course, a wonderful welcome to country. John Kernahan was there, and a who's who of people of PAC, some great old scholars, some great people involved. And if you're a Goodwood person, well, they won the B grade, and that was good. And that's where the good stuff stopped for Goodwood, because it is all Prince Alfred here. It's 12 goals, 678, playing 7 points. Goal kickers for the Reds. It's that man, Juden Jace Davis with 4. Lachlan McNamara has kicked 2. And singles 2, Oscar Clark. Hey, you've got a Dartfish beanie on. Well done, mate. Is that the producer's son? I thought so. Sorry to get sidetracked there. That was quite amusing to me. Humphreys, Macaulay, Hugo Kelly and Campbell Wildman. Now we're about to await the start of the third quarter. I'm going to call this one alone. I'm going Joey Styles on you because Phil's forgot the iconic Dartfish beanie for our best on ground winner. And I've got a hell of a job to do some awards as we just got a bit of a hold up with players exiting the field. Goodwood will be very, very keen to stop the dreaded donut here. And it looks like there's been some changes in the midfield for both teams. First tap there, Goodwood. They were at ground level, crucial. They cheer the first tap and they get the clearance through Favoretto. Favoretto goes deep towards the boundary line. Again, cleaning up though. It is Charlton for PAC. Release kick. This time though, they've set up and they've chopped it off. I think that might be, I'm not sure who that is, but it is. He kicks across to Serene. Haven't wanted his game. Overlap, handball, or what might have been Whitelock. Goes along to Will Clark, but big spoil. Fist from Mitch Wicks, and at ground level again, beautifully cleaned up. The ground ball has been comprehensively won by PAC. Oh, the spin move, the spinneroonie, and Jordan Neal somehow stole the ball, a la Larry Bird, the NBA Finals all those years ago. Bird stole the ball. Well done, Jordan Neal, but the turnover. Goodwood here, they just might have opened up a bit for Goodwood here. They've got one-on-ones ahead of the ball. Get it in quick before they flood back. And he kicks into the man on the mark. When it's not your day, it's not your day. Rana, Banana Rana comes out, goes along. Inboard handball, outboard handball to Anderson. Anderson gives off, and here they are. They've taken a mark, 40 metres out. It is Ryan Gray. Can he eradicate the dreaded donut as the PAC fans just give a bit of friendly advice, a bit of whoa. Yes, gentlemen on the boundary, shut the door on the boundary line, just with some real low-level banter as he comes in 45 metres out here. Strikes it reasonably nicely. It's up, it's under. It is straight through the high diddle. That is Goodwood's first, and he does some sort of ironic celebration there. I'm not sure I'd be celebrating with any sort of bow and arrows or any interpretive calisthenics, but well done, Ryan Gray. He has got there first, and Goodwood, will this be the start of something? They trail by 65 points in the second minute of the final quarter. I'm all alone here, Hugo, so I'm not sure if you want a shot of me, but back in the middle, let's have a look. Andrew Bradley's probably been one of the better players. Jolly and McNamara in the middle, along with Jordan Neal. For Goodwood, in there we've got Favoretto, and also the ball's up now. Let's just get on with the play. Holzbauer in there as well. That ground letter, it's Goodwood here. They go across, looking to open the play up. Good mark, protect. No, he drops the ball actually, Sanine. He's been everywhere today. He's certainly not been their worst. He's had a go. Has moved down to half-back as Jolly, just controlling the ball behind the plate. Goes for a spin move. Great tackle there by Goodwood. Good play. They have lifted a little bit this quarter. And Curran gets a release handball over the back. Just make it someone else's problem there. It was Luke Macaulay, and he fortuitously finds Jaden Davis. Jaden Davis, that left foot just laces out. Absolute ribbon on that one. And kicks it. I think it might be his coach. I'll just get on the binoculars and have a quick look at that. He'll turn around and reveal himself in just a second. And with these binoculars, I don't even need him to turn around. That is Craig Pitt. Jaden Davis just doing everything he can to get himself in the votes. He's had goal assist, he's kicked 4 goals, and now he's just laced out the coach, who should put it through for about 35 metres out on just a slight angle here as a Goodwood player making his way from the ground, and looks like he's done a bit of an ankle. Pitt here. Kicks, just hooks it a little bit, but it straightens up. Balls seem to do that for good footballers, and that is Craig Pitt's first, believe it or not, and it is Goodwood's. It's Goodwood's, pardon me. It is PAC's 13th. PAC, 13 goals, 6. Goodwood, 1 goal, 7. It is a 71-point ball game here at Park 9. And it's fair to say, even though we're only in nearly 4 minutes into the final quarter, there's just a little bit of sting going out of this one. Players just waltzing back to their position. The energy, you don't see all the players on their toes anymore. And it looks like this one might be goal for goal in the last quarter as players just start to take a slightly wider berth and play just a little bit, just a hint of bruise-free football in the last quarter. Looking forward to next week as this one, as they say, is in the books. Umpire throws up crookedly. I don't know how you throw up crookedly. I can get you on your bounce crooked, but it wins one by Jolly. His left foot snaps to the half-forward line. Good tackle by Goodwood. Release is too late, the umpire says, and it's a Goodwood ball. He plays the advantage. They come out again, just getting on the spread a lot, starting to be a little bit more reminiscent of the PAC spread here, Goodwood. Down in the pocket there, it is Ryan Dykman. Dykman looking. He's taken a bit of time, and they've all probably manned up now, but does hit a nice kick to the middle. No, it's not a nice kick because it gives the PAC time to come across. As I welcome back to the box, that man, Phil Hurden, who missed the goal.
I missed Goodwood kicking the only goal. I feel like it's a soccer game or a Drinkwise ad, I'm not sure. But anyway, Campbell Wildman into the pocket. By the looks of it, Prince Alfred responded pretty quickly in anger at that Goodwood goal.
Geez, Phil, you're breathing heavy. How far away was the car?
Yeah, I'll be right.
Further than we thought.
It's easy when you're walking it without time pressure. It's a bit different when you realise I'm leaving you by your lonesome.
Pridham, he's probably had 20 touches today. He's been okay. Hasn't been able to get off the leash, though. As Goodwood just starting, as I said, making away. It's getting a bit of spread going now, and it's Anderson. Anderson goes down to Schiller.
Well, I'm going to do my play of the day, Tony. Tommy, sorry.
That's all right.
Old
We've got a
habits.
play of the day. We're not giving it away. We're not telling you as Rana competes. Coming over the top. Good mark there.
Because I know that if
Jesse Johnson.
I know that if I write it down,
you're going to miss their second
then
goal
there'll
as well.
be a huge highlight, which then I can change.
Yes, and don't kick it high because they've dropped a player behind the ball. This way, that way. You are gone, I think. Umpire says that's okay. And the ball will just be escorted over the line right in front of our box. And the PAC crowd just giving a little bit of advice to the Goodwood players. And Jesse Johnson just taking that on board. His defence, though, the PAC had dropped 2 players behind the ball. And, it was probably good. We just see the PAC crowd there quietly lubricated, just offering advice. Pretty happy with their own work today. Be a few Bentleys and Mercedes along that mob as Pitt just comes out with the ball there. He's tackled firmly. Driven into the ground a little bit, but that's fine, and it was a good tackle there by the Goodwood player as he makes his way up, making him earn it. And it was, in fact, Connor Fairley.
Tap down.
Oh, Phil, controversy. He's given me his play of the day.
Well, I'm just getting you set early with the knowledge now that I've done that, that we're going to have something spectacular that will set this big crowd alight.
Yep. And I tell you what, I reckon there's probably 4 or 5 different ways I could go for best on ground here, mate. It's fair to say that 4 or 5 guys have had a lot of uncontested possession. There's a bit of a teaser. Let's talk about them. Obviously, there's Trengrove, and Jolly, Bradley.
Often you look back and say, well, who was good when the game was there to be won? But Redmond kicked the goal in the opening minute, and they haven't been close. Goodwood haven't been close since. So
it's that ground level dominance in the first quarter as well. I look at that and I think, well, who were the ground level players? And it was a bit of a shared experience. Because
we've also, as well as the awards, we've got the New Balance Best on Ground with the Dartfish Beanie and the Neomorph Mouthguard for Player of the Day, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player, and the TJ Special Award. As we hang on, we got Goodwood Saints with a shot on goal. Hold the phones. Could this be 2 1/4?
Oh, they're too good a club. Beautiful finish there.
He had to will it through. He was sort of contorting his body. Who's kicked it? That is Daniel Wakeham.
The Phoenix has kicked their second.
Who kicked the first?
The first was Ryan Gray.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, Phil, right in front of us, 45 minutes out, tough shot. Actually went with a celebration post-goal. I'm not sure if it was an ironic celebration, but Yeah, I'm not sure if when you're kicking your first
You
goal in
think
the
there'd
fourth
be a
quarter.
fair element of mute on such things?
Well, he had one of those horn things going on his head.
Oh, unicorn. Is that what it was?
I don't know what it was, mate. It was hard to watch.
Okay.
And I mentioned while you were in getting the dartfish beanie, mate, a bit of the sting's gone out of this one. Is that funny to you, mate?
Yeah.
It was a serious comment.
Yeah.
Oh, he's tackled. He has run into a brick. Well, he somehow got his kick away there. Really quite clever by Holzbauer.
Yeah.
Crafty.
Oh, look, the Saints are launching a comeback here.
Rana, yeah. It's a little late. Goes long. It's all PAC back there, though, in position A. Gray tries to go off the ground. 50 shades of nothing, though. And they should clear. And it is. It breaks the line beautifully, and they take off. This is where they've been dangerous. And finally, they're just locking on man. Oscar Clark has kept out of the ball there by Lynch. Lynch looks up, looks for, and nearly finds that man in Dykesman. Quieter this week. And, good tackle. They're still going all the way to the end there. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't miss Armdale or Mason Ellis. He's put together like a brick Scheisenhausen, that boy. You wouldn't want to run into him. I am just making Macaulay earn it there.
Throw in. Heads towards their 50-metre arc. Neil's been dominant in ruck today. They have missed Tommy Carter for sure. Umpire seen one for over the shoulder and play on. Goodwood will bring it down the guts. High kick. Spills out the back. Hand pole intended for Johnson. Stolen though by the PAC defence. That
Mazzini.
was Mazzini with the nice intercept, but the kick left a bit to be desired, taken by Cleveland. So if nothing else, TJ, Goodwood have managed to bottle it up. It's been in their half of the field for the last 3 to 4 minutes. Can they get another goal? Back to back.
Possibly. A good mark there by Charlton. Just one thing, Phil. Look, I mean, we're not Trengove obsessed here, but when you see a quality player play like this, and I'm really finding it interesting to watch some of his running patterns, and he hasn't got the ball over there. That couldn't possibly be him. No, that's Mitch Wicks. When he gets rid of the ball, disposes of the ball, he does what very few others. He then accelerates to look to be the first person in the next contest, and it's pretty easy to break down why he gets 40 touches. It is just a work rate that's second to none. Obviously, his sister's a professional marathon runner. They probably run together.
Yep.
And apparently, from all rumor, when they lost last year to Glenunga in round 18, he went and took himself for a half marathon because he was disgusted with his game. So, I mean, you don't know if these things are true, but I tend to believe it.
So that's, 20 Ks?
Yeah.
And then some, probably. 13 mile.
Mate, I'd blow wind driving that, let alone running it.
Blue wind, just go back to my car in a hurry.
As they come in board, left foot kick, a little bit low, bit of a worm burner, as we say, and it's the bowls in contest. And let's be honest, Phil, they're fighting hard in the end, Goodwood. They certainly haven't given it up. And to be fair, in this quarter, they're winning the quarter.
Well, they were on track to give up a triple-point deficit. That's unlikely now. Margin out at 65. And they're winning their fair share of ball, and they're probably, maybe the thing is, can we just win a quarter? They've kicked 2 goals, they're probably half a shot. Which Curran on this occasion finds it Jolly. Jolly assesses his situation. He hammers up the kick. Absolute, that is Hayden Jolly. If you want to find a player that says Hayden Jolly, that's it. He's gone for a kick. It looks like a laconic stab pass. It's hit a player 35 metres downfield. It's Jack Trengove, who was visionary open with a chance at a high percentage shot at goal. Not something deep in the northwest pocket that the Saints have gone to a lot today, but this is very gettable.
They're in the V, aren't they? They've all been in the V. That's where they look. And unfortunately, Goodwood certainly going to that end, pushed out the V and didn't score a goal to that end. So
they were going with an X.
I'm not sure what that means, but
they'd come in, they'd go out again.
Okay. Right. And Trengove, it might be his first mistake of the day as he hits the post.
This should be bonus points for hitting the post. Wouldn't that upset football traditionalists?
Phil, I'm going to go offline just for a minute or three because I've got to try and get some awards ready. And
you do that. Oh, you covered me beautifully in my absence. Managed to get Goodwood kicking a goal, which is no mean feat. So do what you need to do, TJ, to keep our sponsors happy. And as the kick comes in, this will form a pack. What's happening around the rest of the league? We had some half-time scores. I'm going to try and see if I can dig up a little bit more than that. As Princes go forward, and again they've got a mark. This occasion, number 18, Lockie McNamara. He's not showing a lot of confidence in going for it, probably too far out to score. Kicks into the Oban pocket. There's a Goodwood Saint waiting, and they'll relieve some pressure for the moment. 13.5 minutes into the final quarter. It has been Prince's. They've won every quarter until this one. We'll see how this plays out. They'll go back to the goal square. They have played keepings off a few times. Louis Whitelock runs off that defensive goal line, and stepping in front and taking the mark is Cam Pritchard. I mean, there's been very few players that we've talked about that we haven't talked about today. Andrew Bradley, first time we've seen him in the red of the old Collegians. He's been really good.
Wouldn't this top off a beautiful day? Going for his first, I reckon he's probably had 30 to 35 touches. His hands have been probably the best of anyone on the ground, certainly for the handballing. Worked very hard and might be the missing link to take them the next step, but he'll line up from probably crosses the 50 now, so it's going to take his best kick.
And giving it a hoof.
And the boys down on the line like it. And they get around him. They say, congratulations, Andrew. That might be his first goal for PAC. And it might just be what he needs, the tonic he needs to get himself a dartfish beanie, Phil Herden. That is the question that is on the tips of everybody's lips and things. So we'll see.
No pressure, TJ. 91 to 19. 72 points the margin and even 12 goals. 14-7 to 2-7.
Interesting to note how many different goal kickers, Phil? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've got double figures.
You are spot on. Well picked up. 10 individual. I mean, Davis with the 4, McNamara with the 2, and then what does that leave? 8 singles. As we see the crowd there enjoying the new facilities here. Might be back. As we spills to Wicks. Prince is going forward again into the Oban pocket. It's that Trengove again. I tell you, he's just... As soon as we decided we want to give it to someone else, he just comes out with a blistering play. Right now he's trying to corral the Goodwood Saints defence. It does come out, and they've got a mark to James Ridgewell. A chance for them to surge forward.
I'm looking forward to Beck returning next week. Having to do all this extra work's not really part of my Saturday plan.
Oh, you'll be right.
Yeah, battle on.
Right. And then the Super game tomorrow. No rest. Lockie Charlton's kick finds a target, and their transition today has been really good. It looks like we've got the moon happening.
Pardon?
Well, you'll see it in a sec. It's being set out. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I've got screens with multiple camera shots, and one had the moon, and I thought we were going to see the moon, but it then came off. It's Craig Pitt, already one of the 10 goal scorers, looking to become just the third multiple goal scorer for Prince Alfred Old Collegians. He misses to the left. Next week, the Redmen are off to somewhere that they probably haven't been in some time, and that is the Broadview Football Club to take on the Tigers. Other matches next week. Goody Saints look to rebound against Brighton. Glenunga host Old Ignatians, a Div 2 promoted teams from a couple of years ago. Port Districts and Sacred Heart. And we will be just across the road at Caterham Oval for St. Peter's, Old Collegians and Tea Tree Gully.
Looking forward to seeing those two teams. It's great. We've seen would have seen 6 of the 10 teams by round 3, Phil. Getting a real feel for it as it's Trengrove, I think, kicking down forward. Good defensive work there by Goodwood, and it allows a turnover in them to clear the ball. Pridham, again, he's been in and under, he's been in everything. Just hasn't quite been able to find the penetration or get the protection or the ball carrying support he needed throughout the day.
Just having a look around the grounds at Brighton Road. It is the Bombers. Looks like they're 6 minutes into the final quarter, leading St. Peter's by about 28 points, 94 to 66. So almost home, bar a Saints miracle. As here it's Goody Saints just bottling it up in that pocket, kicking it down the wing. 2-on-1 contest. No one really getting clear touch with it. Umpire's found a free. Over the shoulder will go the way of Goodwood.
Hopefully nothing too much happens in the next 5 minutes, because I've done the votes now, Phil. They're locked in, they're loaded, the awards are done. Hopefully no one kicks a goal from 90 out, or I'm going to have to change.
My theory about the highlight has come to absolute naught. As you said, the sting has gone out of this one. And you talked about a bit of hands-off footy.
I've seen dead bees with more sting, my friend.
They've just started the final quarter at at Tea Tree Gully. Glunga leading by 47 points, 64-27, which was a low-scoring third quarter.
The Rams are coming.
They're running a bit late if that's just starting up. Gives me 2 more to track down as this game slowly winds down. 18 minutes gone. Yeah, and another stoppage. Can tell you, Port District, well, it was 72-15. Old Ignatians, I think, are goalless, possibly since half time. Port District with about a 47-point lead. Late in the final quarter, the Saints go forward. Housebow needs a pickup. He's got some speed to try and burn off the defender. Has a runner. This is a chance for the Goody Saints. No, it's wide to the left. Dykesman with the shot. Not to be. One of the more exciting plays. They found a way to break through the Prince's defence. Can tell you at Sacred Heart, the senior school, Sacred Heart and Broadview. It is Sacred Heart leading Broadview by 64 points. So absolutely nothing across the league close. The nearest one, 28 points, Brighton over St. Peter's. As we see McNamara with the kick out to the outer side. Trengo Lurkin again, his work rate, we've said it all day, is just something to behold. He's got some teammates though. The amount of space they've been able to create and open players on leads. It's been a pleasure to watch. It's been one-sided, but from Prince's it's been mightily impressive. From a team that was shut down by Port Districts in last year's grand final, I think they had 1 goal until the third quarter, and that was in the opening minute. They've certainly got options this time. They've got options now, looking for Bradley. He's looking, is this the goal he was looking for? Yes, it is.
Well, it's his second goal. It's his second goal, Phil.
He's a multiple goal scorer.
Yes, I'll tell you what, it might be enough just to sneak in with best on ground. But his father won't be happy. He's only kicked a 2. Very hard marker, Dave Bradley. In the 21st minute mark, it is PAC. They haven't quite cracked the 198. Goodwood 20. So,
well, that's the last challenge left. Can they crack the ton? They won't win by 100. Goodwood have managed to kick a couple of goals this quarter. They've kicked. I don't have the 3/4 time score.
I do. It was 12 goals 6. So they've kicked 3 again, certainly consistent, and they've won the quarter. So
okay, 3 goals to 2. So they won every quarter.
Yeah, Craig Pitt just icing. Is that Craig Pitt on the bench? Or is it just looking like Lockie McNamara?
I think it's Lockie McNamara.
Yeah. They're just rotating a few through the middle.
And they're going to look forward to having some wonderful facilities to celebrate the win tonight.
They are. Mitch Larson getting a run in the middle, which is good. Good to see him throwing that around a bit. Trengrove under the ball and
of course
somehow makes it his own. And that could be 25.
Yep. Into time on now. 5-goal quarter. We'll see how last one went for 24 minutes.
24:42.
So stick around after the game as we watch TJ corral a couple of players and
4. I've got to get 4 by myself.
4 different ones.
Come back.
Well, you might have to. James Moody, our erstwhile ground level cameraman's got lad Oscar. Maybe have to rope in Oscar to grab a couple.
I'm just a bit worried about what you, James, and Hugo might do. We might start grazing that charcuterie board and eat my olives.
No, mate.
There'll be quick interviews, Phil.
I can't hang around, unfortunately.
As they go high, wide and handsome. And again, well done Mitch Larson. Fortuitous thump just knocks it down to Oscar Clark, who goes long. PAC leading in the race to the ball, but it beats him over the line, and Goodwood will relieve with a last touch, a free kick. And they should have some players on, as this players probably not quite working just as hard as they were early in the game. And he does. He looks long and wide to that man, Joaquin Phoenix.
A.K.A. Daniel Joaquin.
Yeah, Daniel Joaquin, sorry.
Just got to explain for those, because not everybody knows our nicknames.
No, well, I'm just trying to find something, mate, to keep us up and about. It is a 78-point game late in the fourth.
You were just testing me, weren't you?
Yeah. Yes, and they go this way, that way to Kane Cornish. He's played 4 pretty good quarters. Holzbauer, probably not his best game. I've seen him really light it up, but that's a beautiful kick. He looks for and finds Jesse Johnson, double J. That's J-E-S-S-E, Jesse. And he goes short. And James Ridgewell takes the mark. And this could be close to one of the last kicks of the game as we just tick over 23-minute marks. We've had the 5 goals to the quarter. Not a lot of stoppages, Phil.
A lot of hands on haunches, as you'd expect.
Now, Phil, you are the analytical encyclopedia of the Adelaide Footy League. You know everything. Is he going to kick this one? It's not a very big run-up.
Odds would say, based on the fact that they kicked 2 goals 8, probably not. 2 goals 7.
No, perhaps there's you.
Just from a pure statistical, having put the moxie on, you watch, you'll put it right over the hat.
From 40, gets close to the man on the mark and hooks it like a dog leg. And mark or free kick, take your pick. Full back line there, it's Teal.
It'll be Tealy, yeah.
Tealy. I don't know, I've got some sort of mental block. I can't say the boy's name.
Watch Storm Boy, Bluefin.
What?
Colin Tealy.
Okay. Yeah. You play for North as well.
Colin Tealy,
inside Jolly. How was Jolly allowed to just waltz through? I mean,
he does it every week.
He's
got a runner.
Slee will go up the guts now. Takes a bounce, puts the jets on and drops the ball. Runner comes in, says thanks. I'll take that.
I was just thinking, I don't remember Mackenzie Slee taking too many bounces. Now I know why.
Geez, the idea, the ambition and capability. Perhaps a touch confused.
At this time of the game, why not?
Yeah. If ever you're going to take a bounce, it's when you're 78 points up.
And his run up, he wants to pass. He wants to kick a goal. It's going to go a bit further downfield. That's a clunk.
Yeah, it's a great mark, wasn't it? Under intense pressure. It was good pressure from the Goodwood player, but he's taken the mark. Is that Larson?
In the shadow, not sure. In the no, I'm not going to guess.
No, it's Andrew Bradley.
But I didn't guess. Well, he's going for 3
in the quarter.
Yes.
And the good players in the fourth quarter, they come to the fore, don't they? They did all the hard work early and now just cashing in on the end.
He was pretty useful in the first 3.
Yes.
Even if others were finishing.
And it's a deliberate kick. It might have just faded across, has it?
Has anybody actually scored a goal from that pocket today?
Not from the wide expanses of it. No. Certainly not.
Not if you're not inside the V. Anyway.
It's good when things come like you say, that's a really hard spot to kick goal. No one's kicked a goal. You can say things like that and then they'll rattle off 8 and make you look very silly. Appreciate the players just backing up our statement on that is probably the worst place to have a shot on the ground. As they go long to the half-back line. Umpire finds a free now. The umpire's even taking the sting out.
25 and a half minutes gone.
Yep. Tommy Sumner, not his biggest day, but he's part of a 13-goal win, so he'll take it. Will he have a shot?
Nah.
No, he won't. I've got a lot of work to do, Phil, so it's been an absolute pleasure. On behalf of TJ, I'll be down with some interviews.
All right, so we'll cover this one. So one thing about the point, though, Prince Alfred cracked the ton. PAC, 15-10, 100. Goodwood Saints, 2-8. And that's 20. So an 80-point win in the end to the 2021 premiers, last year's runners-up, and they're showing every sign of being a contender this year. That was a whitewash. The goal scorers for Prince Alfred, well, we had 4 to Jaden Davis, 2 to Lachlan McNamara and Andrew Bradley, both in the final quarter. Singles to Oscar Clark, Craig Pitt, Tom Humphreys, Luke McCauley, Mitch Larson, Hugo Kelly and Campbell Wildman. For Goodwood, just the 2 goals scored to Ryan Gray, early minutes of the fourth quarter, and to Daniel Kim. A few minutes after that, Goodwood did kick a couple of goals late. Earlier today, in the Seas, it was Prince Alfred Old Collegian, 7-13-55, defeated the Goodwood Saints, 7-4-46. That was by 9 points. And then it was in the Bs, the Goodwood Saints, 9-13-67, defeated Prince Alfred Old Collegian, 7-13-55. So Goody Saints by 12 points. So 2 close games in the Bs and Cs. The A's were anything but. Just having a look around the other games, 12 minutes into the final quarter at the Sacred Heart Senior School. They are leaving Broadview by 57 points. Moving seamlessly from games to games. The closest one that we had was at Brighton Road. They're at the 17-minute mark, and it's still the Bombers. Well, they're getting a shot on goal, but it's 18-point lead to Brighton, looking to bounce back from a big loss last week. Maybe Goodwood can take some solace out of that. Old Ignatians and Port Districts. This was one-way traffic. 11 minutes into the final quarter, Port District lead Old Ignatians by 65 points, which means I just have to find something happening at Tea Tree Gully. And I'm not having a lot of luck with that at the moment. Well, here we go. As the players gather, TJ goes. He's got it. He's roped him in. You're going to have to call him Cowboy. Glenunga leading Tea Tree Gully by 37 points, 71 to 34. So at this point, just working that through my head, we're going to have Tea Tree Gully and Prince Alfred Old Collegians, 2 wins. We're going to have Old Ignatians and St. Peter's on 2 losses. I can hear.
Come on.
I can hear James.
Just come on. Testing, warning, testing, one.
Okay. All right, we're just, TJ's got his people, we're just trying to get a working mic. Always the joys of live streaming. So, yeah, as I mentioned, Tea Tree Gully, Prince Alfred Old Collegians will be the 2 teams that are undefeated. Old Ignatians, St. Peter's Old Collegians, the 2 teams that are winless. Port District, Brighton, Tea Tree Gully, Sacred Heart, Broadview and Goodwood with 1 win apiece.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Have you got it? Is it working? Is it working? No, don't say should be. Don't say should be.
Do apologise for the slight delay in transmission.
Right there.
Let's go down to. Let's go down.
I'm going to go. I'm just going to have to work around this, all right?
2.
And TJ here with the awards after one time display. First up, we've got the Archie Songs, the TJ Special Awards, Archie Songs. They're more than just a thong, they're comfort, they're with their style. And our winner is from PAC Shake your hand, mate, but I've got stuff everywhere. Unbelievable first half. How do you think it went today?
Yeah, it was good. Good team effort. Yeah.
Looks like you got one in the beak. How's the nose?
Yeah, I thought it was broken, but it's all right. Just blood nose.
Hard men at the Reds. Congratulations, mate. Enjoy it. Moving on, mate. Let me just squeeze in here. We've got I think we've got little Miss Bradley in here. The best team player of the day with 4 goals, a young man from the Glenelg Football Club now playing at PAC. Jaden Juice Davis. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. It's good. New vicinity here. Oval looks amazing, so it was really good by the boys today.
And you're linking up with the boys beautifully. Just kick one to the coach there at the end to get yourself in the awards.
Oh, jeez. He'll be happy with that one, I reckon. It's good.
Fantastic, mate. What you've won is the Mosley Bar and Kitchen $100 voucher. Look after you, mate. So thanks to the Mosley for that. Thanks, Jaden. All right, next up, we've got the play of the day. This is awarded by Filthy Phil Hurd, and it's the Neomorph mouthguard. Neomorph mouthguard, secure, custom fit. It's so good you won't even know you're wearing it. And it is Oscar Clark for that goal in the opening minute. You set the scene. Tell us about the goal.
Oh, it's good. Kelso put it down, so yeah, lucky one, but yeah, it was right in front, and yeah, just put it through, so it was good.
Front and centre all day. You look fantastic. Let me get the mouthguard for you. All right. Anyone else you want to thank, mate, before you go?
Nah, it's a good team effort.
Fantastic. Kids, get out of my shot. And over here, former Glenelg captain, best on ground. He wins the New Balance $100 voucher, plus the iconic Belgravia New Balance beanie. You're going to be wearing this all night long.
Thanks, Tommy.
Cheers, mate.
I'm going to start by telling you your dad's quote. I went up to him at half-time. I said, he's going all right. He didn't think so. How do you reckon you went, mate?
Yeah, that's a typical dad comment, so he's a little bit harsh. But no, yeah, it was good. Good team effort, like the boys said. Easier when everyone's playing well, and easier to get on the end of a few. So good to bounce back from not such a great effort last week, and put a strong 4-quarter effort.
Looking very good. I loved your hands in the first half. You're elite, but isn't it nice to finish off with a couple of goals in the last quarter?
It is, yeah. I haven't kicked too many over the years, so it's.
Here we come. And can I ask who we've got here?
Little Isabel.
Oh, I've got an Isabella too. Hello, do you want to say hello to everyone? Giving me nothing, but the players give me plenty. Congratulations, PAC, not on just your performance, but your facility. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. This has been TJ. I'll now throw back to Phil in the booth. Thanks very much, and congratulations to all our great award winners.
Well done, TJ. Commentator extraordinaire, our writer. He does it all. A great addition to our filming footy crew for this year. We might wrap it up pretty quickly. It's been a big day. If you've been with us from the start, you had the opening launch. We had the Premier, they had the CEO. We had a very quick transition from the Premier to the bounce of the game. And then we saw an absolute devastating effort from Prince Alfred Old Collegians. So TJ, welcome back. You are a man multi-talented. You did fantastic. I think you got everybody's name right. You kept it flowing. Beck, yeah. I think you'll really appreciate Beck when she comes back next week. We are. The new rooms.
And we're back in pretty robust, nice, strong singing there of the song there from PAC. I didn't have the audio myself.
One thing I have noticed is how early we've actually finished today. It's like the game finished at 4:20.
It's funny because we started a bit late.
We started a bit late. Maybe low scoring, perhaps. I don't know, because some other games are still going.
Well, for one side it was.
Just for your viewpoint, Port District were leading Old Ignatians by 47 points. Brighton over St. Peter's by about 3 goals. Glenunga have Tea Tree Gully's measure by about 38, and Sacred Heart easy over Broadview by about 10 goals.
You know what that means for our Div 1 expert, Phil? Let me look down the barrel. 5 from 5. That's 9 from 10. And Tony Neal, you owe me $5 because we had a buddy bet on the show this week where I took Glenunga and he took Tea Tree Gully.
All right, speaking of our sponsors, we do thank them. The Banner Crew are great sponsors of our broadcast. 9 News, Buddy Bet, Neomorph Mouthguards, Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Bianco, Farm Elite Winery at Pathaway, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. To keep track of all the Adelaide Footy League stuff through the week, the Raps, Goals and Plays of the Week, Players of the Week, and of course, TJ, you and Tony will be back with Between the Posts out on Wednesday night.
Oh, I'm not on between. I'm just doing my Div 1 expert stuff this week, mate. So shooting on location at a ground this week. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get home and dissect the results and look at the Dartfish analytics and just see who did what today and see if I got it right or wrong, because it is what it is now.
It looks like, and some games are still being played. Tea Tree Gully, Prince Alfred, the 2 undefeated teams. Old Ignatian, St. Peter's, the 2 winless teams. We'll see 2 of those next week. We go to Cater over. Tea Tree Gully taking on St. Peter's Old Collegians. Any last words before we wrap it up, sir?
Oh, Phil, it's been a pleasure. Again, 2 weeks in a row, a 96-point game last week and an 80-point game this week. I'm a person that likes to dwell on the positives and not the negatives. What I got to see today was a fantastic football team, incredibly well coached. You probably won't lose a game at their home deck, I wouldn't think.
Well, a team that rose to the occasion.
Yes.
Thanks for that, TJ. Thanks also to Liam, our cameraman, James, our cameraman / producer, Hugo, also our producer, pushing all the buttons. I'm Phil Hurden saying thanks to you for watching through the week. We'll be at Cater Oval next week for St. Peter's and Tea Tree Gully. Until then, you've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.